welcome back to another episode of Catch That, where we break down R&B albums, history, eras, and everything else in between with people who have great love for R&B music and great knowledge and great yearn for more knowledge. So that's why we're here. I'm Naturally Elise, and that's my brother.
JR.
And we are the R&B representatives. And today we are welcoming back a familiar face, and that is the good brother, Will the Wave. Hello.
What's going on? What's going on? Shout out my wave riders. What's good? What's good? We in here. It's good to see y'all again, man. It's been too long, man. It feels like a family reunion, like once a year type vibe, man. I love it.
It has been a year.
So long. But yes, Will, we are very happy to have you. And how about you tell folks that may have not caught you on your last episode a little bit about yourself or a lot about yourself, whatever you like to share.
Well, I'll go by the name of Will the Wave. I am originally from Bradenton, Florida. I am an aspiring rapper, songwriter, singer, producer, pretty much the whole nine, man. You know, soon to be model and all that good stuff, you know. But yeah, man, I just been living life. I got two beautiful boys that I do all this wave for. And yeah, man, we'll keep it pushing, man.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know why Will the Wave want me to cuss him out again, talking about inspiring.
Oh, well, I said it more confidently this time. Oh, like, you know, we good. All right, no, we'll take it out. We'll take it out. Okay, bet. All right. So I'm a rapper, songwriter, producer, the whole nine. And y'all got new music coming for me at the end of the year. So yeah.
Boom. You heard the man.
Oh.
Yes. So how about JR? You tell us and our audience what we're going to be talking about today and why it's so important to you and why you think it's important for other people to hear about it.
All right, so today, y'all, we will be discussing the Bobby album. Oh God, from Bobby Brown. I'm so hyped for this, y'all. I love this album so much. Me and Elise actually did, when we first started Catch That, we did 10 albums that we would love to talk about, and the Bobby album was on my list. So finally somebody came on to talk about the album. So I am hyped because this is an album that I think is looked over. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, you know, I look online and I see a lot of people say, God, this album is so underrated. It was like, where were you? You know what I'm saying? Like, where were you at? It was got the promo that it needed and all this kind of stuff, but we're gonna get into the whole album at the era of it all, each song and all that good stuff. But y'all know how we like to do it here. We gotta bring you back to bring you forward. So, Will, you know that, you know, again, we all know that Bobby got kicked out of the group.
Yep.
And he went solo. And his first album, y'all, was King of the Stage.
Yep.
What did you think about that album and how did you like it? What really brought you? Because I know you're a big Bobby fan. So what did you think of King of Stage?
King of Stage, I thought it was fun. It was a nice, fun listen. Me being a Bobby fan, I'm just happy that he finally set out to do what he always wanted to do since he was young. You know, no disrespect to the brothers, but he always saw himself in a different light. He knew what he wanted at an early age, and he kind of outgrew the members as far as artistic direction. So when I heard it, I was like, okay, he sounds like he's enjoying the creative process. You know, with the Cameo Boys and all that, man. I liked it. You know, I got some favorites off that. You know, Love Obsession, Girlfriend, Girl Next Door, You Ain't Been Loved Right, Spending Time, Baby Let Me Tell You Something. Oh, it's like, dude,
17.
He really 17. You know, when he got real deep and, you know, and first started singing about social, you know, topics.
Right.
You know, about teenage pregnancy and all that good stuff, man. You know, he was ahead of time, man. You know, and I don't think a lot of folks are ready for that. You know, but us Bobby fans, we was eating it up. You know, we just happy to see him on stage. And then, you know, with a title like King of Stage, man, he was already confident right out the gate. You know, so he was pretty sure that this album was gonna do numbers, even though it didn't. But it's still cool. You could tell he still enjoyed it. You know, doing it on his own.
So y'all like that album for real?
I like some of the songs. I do. I like some of the
the
songs. Like I like Girl Next Door, and I like You Never Been Loved Right in 17, but I love Girlfriend. I love that record. Like
Oh yeah,
I
girlfriend.
love it. Even though it shouldn't have been the first single off this album. How you gonna call this man king of stage and give him a ballad? That didn't make a bit of sense at all.
Yeah.
It was very New Edition-ish. And it's like he's coming out of that and y'all calling this man king of stage. He's sitting on the album cover like I'm the shit, but you give him a single like Girlfriend.
Super soft and bubblegum. Like
Right. Like it just didn't make any sense. That's why he got kicked out of the group to begin with, because he wasn't in that vibe.
Button the shirt and all that.
You know what I mean? So it was just, it was just all wrong. Like I like some of the songs, you know what I mean? But Girlfriend is a favorite of mine. So
honestly, it was like watching somebody go from unbuttoning his shirt on stage with his brothers to like buttoning his shirt all the way to the top with this single. I was like, no, it just wasn't him. It wasn't his bag. I thought like Girl Next Door should have been a first. Start out with some, get people moving first, get them used to seeing you on stage by yourself in your natural element. But they try to force him to be a flat-footed singer, and he wasn't really that. Even though he did very well on that album. I mean, not album, but the song vocally, he did well, but it still wasn't him. It wasn't his pocket. He was still like finding himself in a way.
Right.
Okay.
Leave action.
No,
I really like that.
I mean, it was partially shady, but it was also, I just wanted to hear y'all like what you really thought. I mean, because that's truly an album that no one ever talks about, because a lot of people don't know it exists.
Right.
They're not hip. That's all.
And it makes sense why they think Don't Be Cruel is the first album. Like, you can be mad people don't know stuff, but it makes sense why they don't know it.
Right.
I mean,
the only reason I know about, I'm talking about End of the Stage. The only reason I know about King of Stage is because I've been a diehard NE and Bobby fan.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's why I knew about it. But most people I know don't know that. And I'm talking about people that listens to music.
They don't.
For real. And they don't know that. It's the same with like Janet and other artists.
I didn't want to name it, but I'm glad you said it because I didn't have to. Thank you.
I don't know Dream Street or anything. They definitely don't know any songs, but a lot of people don't know it existed. And she one of the biggest stars in the whole wide world and has been for decades, and people don't know about it. So, shoot. And if I wasn't so locked in, like you, JR, from day one of Janet, of loving her, I wouldn't know.
Right. That's the truth. And then with Don't Be Cruel being, finally Bobby found his niche once he got to Don't Be Cruel. Yeah. Because with that, it was like, in the times that it was, this Don't Be Cruel album showed Bobby as the entertainer that we love.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when he came out with that album was like, I'm going to entertain y'all, and this is what it is. That's why it was smart. The first damn single was Don't Be Cruel. Yeah. And he's in the video and giving you entertainment. That's what we liked about Bobby to begin with. And then right after that, you come with My Prerogative. Like, it's entertainment, and we're loving that. You know what I mean? So it was a great transition. And like you said, at least a lot of people, this album was so huge and so big, people be like, oh yeah, that's Bobby's first album. You know what I mean? Like, that's it, because it was so huge. But again, I think this is the album that made Bobby the entertainer that we love. You know what I mean? And side A, flawless. Yeah. Flawless. Yeah. Side A. Side B, every little step, I'm good. We get past that. I mean, what I do like is a good I'll Be Good to You. I do like that.
Fire.
I do like that. Yes, I do like that. But after that, yeah, I'm good.
Well, the thing with Don't Be Cruel
and
is...
Don't Be Cruel playing.
The Don't Be right, girl.
The thing with Don't Be Cruel is the production played to his strengths. the song selections played to his strength at the time. You know,
Right.
he had to do something better than King of Stage. You call yourself King of Stage, now you want to know why. You know, and he definitely showed that on that album. He didn't have to do much of the heavy lifting. The production did it for him. You know, that's no disrespect at all. But Teddy Riley knew his pocket. You know what I mean? Teddy Riley is a street dude, come from the projects. Bobby, a street dude, come from the projects. They both had that East Coast flair, that swag to them. And then you had LaFace that put a little sheer and maturation on them with their song selection. So it worked, you know?
That's true.
Aspiration. All right, come on, somebody, go ahead.
But yeah, that's why Don't Be Cruel worked, man. You know, it played to exactly where he was trying to go at the time.
And like you said, it's going back to him, like how Girlfriend, they wanted him to be a flat foot singer. And on Don't Be Cruel, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? You're not paying attention to him vocally. You're paying attention to, like you said, the production is really carrying this album for real. And that's why he had to entertain, because the production and the music is given. So he's like, I got to be the king of stage now. Now I can be that. You know what I mean? And it's
a classic song and dance album in a new Jack Swing era. You know, that's really what it was.
Yeah.
You know, all he had to do was show up and show out on that stage. And the rest was history. You know?
And he was the from like 1988 to like 1990. Beginning of 1991, let's go there. He was the man. For real.
The man, the game changer, and the man that made a lot of older artists switch up their styles going into the 90s. Like Whitney, rest in peace, with I'm Your Baby Tonight. Like Michael with Dangerous. Everybody was paying attention after Don't Be Cruel. Like, okay, that is what the streets want. That is what the youth wants. Okay, bet. And Bobby didn't have to do much. You know, he didn't have to wear the most outlandish clothes or anything like that. No makeup, no, Pancake 31, none of that. He just had to be straight up Bobby Beresford Brown out of Boston. And everybody loved him, you know, and he spoke to the generation at that time, you know, so everybody switch up their style. Prince too, you know, everybody had to get a little bit more urban after Don't Be Cruel.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Because then it was like everything he touched, it was gold. Because then he does On Our Own for Ghostbusters, and that's a big record.
And a movie. And a movie.
Right.
Like, he ain't got a cameo in it. So.
Yes, that just shows you how big he was.
One of those pets for my little brother. Sorry, that was his line. It was.
I didn't know you was gonna say it.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
I
ain't even watched the movie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't watched it.
Oh, I love that movie. But
oh yes. Oh, absolutely.
Because if I recall, he was like a valet or something like that. And he was like, can I get one of those for my little brother? That was his one.
Yeah. So I'm saying he was like that dude. So then we're looking for Bobby to come out with another album, which he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And what was the single? Tap on My Heart, right? Tap
Into My Heart. Fire.
Tap Into My Heart. Fire single. He performed it on when he got back with his boys for the New Edition on MTV. He performed that record. So you thinking, okay, Bobby is coming back again. Then we get nothing. Nothing at all. Just nothing. Then
keep in mind, he was still on tour. He was still on tour in Japan. Like, Don't Be Cruel was still hot as fish grease. Back
it
then,
was.
It had like a 3-4 year run.
Right.
Or start to, fade out. But yeah.
Then you see he starts dating Whitney Houston. Right? Oh, wow. So he dates her, and then you hear that they got married. And he's coming out with this new album, the Bobby album. Everybody is ready for this new album. It's like, cool. And then he comes with the single Humping Around. When I heard it, I was like, it's cool. Bobby's back. Okay. I just remember Budweiser being the promo behind all of this.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing commercials, and then they premiered the video on Video Soul. And I was like, okay, Bobby's back. It's a big performance video. Okay, cool. Boom, boom. Then he's married to Whitney. So now those are all the questions. Like everything is lost. It's no longer about the music, even though humping around is it's cool. But before that, what did y'all think about humping around when y'all heard it?
I'll let her go first.
So what I thought was, I didn't really like it at first because, like I said, it wasn't about the music anymore. And with him marrying Whitney, even though the song is about not humping around, but the name of the song is Humping Around. You know, this world has been you read the headline and you don't read the article kind of society. This is where we live. This is where we at with it. So, including myself, because I was like, humping around. I was like, okay. And then it was a very, 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 very provocative video. And his performances leading up to the album were very provocative, just very Bobby, like grown Bobby performances, the way he was just completely wide open. So I was kind of, at first, it took me a second and of like hearing it, because they played it to death.
Yes. Yep.
They did play that song a lot. Yep. And they played on white radio too. But you know, it grew on me. And then I started hearing little different musical things going on. I was like, oh, this is cool, the little parts. Like, it's just little things. I'm like, that's cool. So, but my initial reaction was like, and listen, big Bobby, like, a huge Bobby fan and everything. And I was like, so I can't imagine what other people might have thought. I'm not sure what they thought.
I ain't gonna lie. Initially, I thought it was a little corny. I don't know. You go from I see nothing wrong with spreading myself around to years later, ain't nobody humping around, save your heart attack. You don't trust no one, trying to get a woman to like really, you know, buy into him and believe that he's a loyal one. And it's just like, I don't think a lot of us was ready for that. We were still ready for, you know, the ninja-ish Bobby. You know, we were still ready for the my prerogative type Bobby. But however, I did like the video a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Man have some strong knees in that motherfucker. I am not gonna hold it. I can't even do that shit, right? I couldn't do it in high school. I couldn't do it in my 20s. I can't do it in my 30s, bitch. You gotta be, it's only Bobby that can do that. It just, I don't know, dude was just extremely athletic and I love the dancing, you know, so I was really checking for that. And I think the video and the choreography is what sold me on the single, ultimately.
Say that too. I was about to say that too. I think y'all are right, because I think when humping around lyrically, it's like he's like, I'm not humping around, but the video is giving sexual that we like from Bobby. So I think he knew, like, all right, this is the song, but I got to give them the Bobby that they love. And he did that in the video. It was very provocative. It was very Bobby. You know what I mean? So I think that sold the record. You know what I mean? Because I think everybody felt the same way. It was like, okay, Bobby, this is what you're giving us? All right.
You know what? With humping around, I mean, I don't love the chorus of it, but I really, really like the verses in it. How he's singing everything. When you trust someone, you ain't got no trust about you. Like, I love the verses. I love the bridge.
Oh, you like the rap verse too?
No, I don't like the rap.
Yeah, I didn't care for that or Styles. I know Bobby Brown was probably like the best R&B rapper there was, but I didn't care for it.
Stop playing. His name was Brown, and that's what they called him. Okay, don't do that.
Brown, you know. But however, he did kill the MTV Awards. I forgot what year it was. He did
1992.
Kill that.
Yes, he killed it because he performed it on my birthday. It was July 29th, 1992. He performed it because the record it was released the day before. So when he was on the MTV Awards, it was my birthday. He killed it. Ate it. Boy, that's what, again, it had to be big. It had to be, I think, again, that's why I think he had to have a big performance. It had to be a performance type of record. And I think that's why they made this as the first single. You know what I mean? But when we're gonna get into this album, because we getting in every song, I always feel like this. Whoever has the most songs that's produced on the album should always have the first single. And I feel like, in my opinion, Teddy should have had the first single to me.
Yeah.
Because I think they tried to do the Don't Be Cruel way again, because it was like Don't Be Cruel was the first single, L.A. Reid and Babyface did that. And it was like, okay, then the second single, we're going to go with Teddy, even though they didn't. But, it was like that. And I feel like Teddy should have got the first single. But Humping Around, they promoted it like crazy. They played it like crazy. It was a top 3 record. So it did what it needed to do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So that's how y'all feel about it. So we gonna get into this album now, right?
But probably, I can understand why they would make the Babyface song the first single though, too.
Why?
There's an argument for both. Because it is, and I mean because he's worked with him, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I think they went back to the Don't Be Cruel thing and was like, since Babyface and them had the first single with that, they was like, we're gonna do it again. Because Babyface only really got 3 songs on this album. That's it.
Yeah. And maybe like what JR say all the time? You gotta give the people something that's familiar.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
And Orlando. But no, but
that's real. That's you're right.
The thing is, I understood what they were trying to do, but Babyface trying to sell this street track on Bobby, I always felt like LaFace, that wasn't their purpose with Bobby's projects. I felt like their job as producers was to add some maturation to him, like really present him as a grown man and an actual artist, an actual vocalist. Teddy played to all of that street edge, that sound, and I think Babyface and them tried too hard with Humping Around. That's just me. I don't know. I just not quite.
Well, but what's funny is some of the Teddy records on this album are tender records. So
still hard though. Still got that edge.
But it's a difference.
Still got that edge.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Wait a minute.
But
hold up.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying it's a little. Teddy kind of did both.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get there. So all right, y'all. Let's get into this album because this is this is what I wanted. Yes, God. Come on, somebody. Okay. Okay. So we opened the album with the Humping Around prelude, which gave you something familiar. He gave us the Don't Be Cruel joint. Like, okay, cool. It's like Bobby, it does the scratch on it. And Bobby was like, yeah, I'm back. And then Humping Around comes in. And it was like, okay. Like we just explained, everybody's like, okay, cool. We see where it goes. So then we get to Two Can Play That Game. Yeah. Now, this was the first song when I was listening to the album that I could not stop playing. Because I was like, now we on some shit. Because Teddy comes hard with this production, especially using the riff to sing a simple song from Sly.
Yes.
And listen, and when that beat drops, boom, it's a rap. But like you said, it's street, and that's what Teddy gave Bobby, and that was Bobby's strength. You know what I mean?
That's the beauty of Teddy production with Bobby. You had gospel in there, you had funk in there with Sly, you had R&B, you had a little bit of pop, you had a little bit of everything, all the elements, and it worked. Just like you say, Sister Elise, Teddy did both. That's the point. Did both, and it brought Bobby to the forefront. So where the production is just enough. It's not overpowering him. You know what I mean? He's able to shine. And that's man, listen. that beat for two can play that game. First of all, when they do, oh, we in this bitch. We in here. Oh, we in here. We all up in here.
And y'all know, because I like to talk shit. So for real, Bobby talking his shit, even though I know Elise is not here for the rap verse at all. I know it. I know she's not. Huh?
I don't like everybody that's watched the show for knows this, but I'm gonna repeat it for anybody new here. I don't usually. There are exceptions.
Yeah.
I don't. And Bobby Brown is an exception on this album. I can tolerate it. I just do not like people who are not primarily rappers rapping on an R&B or pop song. It just always comes out so corny because that's not the main thing you do. So you don't do it quite right.
I got it. Hold up. No, hold on, Sister Elise. Hold on.
There's exceptions, and Bobby Brown is usually my exception, but not on this album for me.
But you gotta understand, that's why we love Bobby. He is the first R&B act to merge, to bring hip hop into it.
Let me correct you.
Love him so much, because he had a rapper state of mind.
Let me correct you. That's why you like Bobby. That's not why I like Bobby.
Okay.
I like Bobby.
I'm just saying for the rest of the Bobby fans,
because I met him at New Edition.
Candy Girl.
That's why I met him. That's what I live with. Remember, I was, they've been out my entire life that I have memory of.
Oh, right.
So from 5 years old and on, I was a fan of that group.
You lucky. I always tell y'all lucky, man.
So it's I just don't want to see him rapping. I never minded him. He always was the bad boy of the group. The bad boy part don't bother me. Y'all met me before. The extra sure don't bother me. I love that shit. All that extra and bullshit. Love it. That's why I always loved him.
Well,
he was different. I wasn't loving him for them raps. I didn't like the new edition raps on the songs the time.
Right.
I know them because they're classic songs, but I didn't like that shit then. But the songs were good enough that I didn't care. I was like, well, we're going to do this. And I kind of rock along and kind of be silly and pick on it. It doesn't offend me, but it's just like, oh, okay, let's get through this.
Right.
Yeah.
But name another R&B act that could do it like Bobby. And to be honest, a lot of his raps were better than all of Mike and Ron's. To be honest with you, the coldest one. I don't know. I think all of it did it for me. You know what I mean? That was his brand.
This ain't me singling out Bobby. It's just a thing that I don't like.
She don't with everybody.
In my R&B.
Okay. All right.
Yes, she gives fever to everybody. Like
you can put some R&B on my rap, but I don't want no rap on my R&B. I just don't. It's just a thing I don't like.
Like I'm like we did it. Yeah, we did it. We did a SWV album, and Elise bites that. She like, I don't like them rapping. Don't rap at all. Like she's not here for it. Like she's not singling Bobby out, but she feel like he was better on Don't Be Cruel than this.
Right. But in general, in food terms, you don't like the collard green juice all over mac and cheese and all that. You want collard greens to be collard greens. I get it. Same with R&B. You just want R&B to be true R&B and boom, boom, boom. With a rapper featuring on it.
Yeah, the only time my sides can touch if it's a rapper with a rap song and then an R&B singer comes and sings the hook on their thing.
Understood.
They ain't sending that R&B singer to go rap on that what the fuck was I about to say? Oh, on that
rap. They're gonna
song.
send no singer to go rap on their song.
And you've seen it happen and it sound bad.
But what's that one song Bobby had where he went on this guy named Glenn something in 1990 and it was a #1 hit. And he didn't even sing on there, I don't think. I think he rapped on it. And it took off. So again, that's Bobby's brand. I mean, he could do it all.
No, it is. And some people, i.e., you and JR, y'all do like it. I didn't say y'all can't like it. I'm just explaining why I don't.
He didn't
Right,
like
right.
it. I get
But
it.
no,
I get
but
it.
I get it. I totally get it. It's just not. This is a thing I don't enjoy.
Even though, like,
It's
I'm
a thing I
sorry.
tolerate because if the music good enough.
Yeah.
I don't like the fucking rapper. I was talking about Jarvis earlier. Feels good, but the song is so great that I pick on it, and that's like the main part of the song. Is, oh, Tony has done it again. But that's a goofy, corny, fucking ass rap.
I agree. It wasn't needed.
It's so good that you
agree.
could have did anything. You could have tagged anything in it, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna stick beside him.
Right.
Now, even though, okay, so for me, because I like Bobby talking his shit, because now in his rap, he like, everybody wants to be a New Jack front the styles of the brown kind of wild. Now I'm back there. Don't get me wrong, because I was never gone. Like, he's letting y'all motherfuckers know, okay, y'all had your time. I'm back.
Do they know where I'm coming from? Yep.
Hey, yo, Ted, do they know where I'm coming from? Yep. Like, that part right there to me, like, Bobby talking his shit. And this is the second song on the album. So it's like, Humping Around is the single, so you know this. So we're getting to the next song, and Bobby is like, hey, bitches, I'm back again. I'm coming back to take it all. And then I'm going to rhyme on y'all motherfuckers to let y'all know, like, I'm back again. Y'all had your time. It's on me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even though we was here too late, but we're going to get into that too. But, yeah, this song, and I think, like Will said, Bobby needed aggression, and this song, Teddy gave it to him. This song was full of aggression on this. And Bobby is like that, like he was on My Prerogative. Nobody couldn't have gave him a record like that but Teddy. And with this, Bobby needed the aggression on it. And, you know, he had everybody on background, like the original Blackstreet. You had R.I.P. to Bernard Bell. You had Mary Brown on it, who has been a vocal coach for everybody, including Mary J. Blige. Yes, she was. And Bobby. So to me, this song is just great for me. You know what I mean? Because I could skip Humming Around, even though it's cool, but I could skip it and go right to Two Can Play That Game. Like, I just love how the production just hits you. Like, it hits you in the chest. Like, boom. I'm like, whoo, play that game. Like,
the bass line was crazy. I mean, the bass line was crazy work.
Oh, yes.
You know what
crazy.
This song remind me of?
What?
It remind me of God, like You Could Call Me Crazy. God. Like, it has
I love that
in
one.
a way.
I love that one.
It's not exactly the same. There's like a different little bass, but like the way it comes in and then the beat drop, like it reminds me of it.
Teddy has that sound.
It's the same tempo. Yes. Like it's like singing, but it's that hard. I mean, yes, it's very Teddy, but that's the song that comes to mind when I think about Two Can Play That Game, which is dope because I really like that song a lot. You Could Call Me Crazy, so it's like a kind of a little fresher version of that.
Right. And it has that Teddy sound, so that's what that is. Yeah. You know what I mean? All right. So we get into Getaway, y'all. This is the highlight of the album for real. Like, I feel like when everybody talk about this Bobby album, for real, and when you be like, because again, how I said in the beginning, this album really a lot of people don't, but when you ask them songs off this album, this is the first song they're gonna name. They're gonna name Getaway. I've seen that on social media so much when people would be like, Getaway is my favorite. And that's why I was saying in the beginning, I felt that this should have been the first single to me. This should have been the first single. It would have knocked people in the head with it. It would have been like the aggressive. And then for me, how I always say, I feel like whoever has the most production on the album should get the first single. And Teddy had more of the production on it. So it was more of his album to me. And I felt like this should have been it. And this song ain't nothing but part 2 of My Prerogative.
Exactly. He mentions that too. Like, this record was perfect for timekeeping, you know, it's picking up where he left off. So that would have been an excellent first single. I need to get away. All this madness, all this hoorah, you know, I'm still,
Especially just marrying Whitney,
I'm still
too.
dealing with the fame from Don't Be Cruel. I need to get away from y'all.
Right. Trying to run my life. That's the way I live. I do what I want to do because it's my prerogative. People always tripping, telling the things I said. I'm living for the future. I'm doing things my way. So why? I'm so, yes.
The world keep on dogging me. I had to leave it all behind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love this record, yo. Like, and then he performed this on Soul Train, and he performed it at the AMAs too. But I felt like you saw the difference between the way he performed Humping Around and you seen the way he performed Get Away. Get Away was like, this is Bobby, yo. Like, this is him. Like, he's in this. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I wish it would have did better, to be honest, even though it was a top 15 hit, for real. But I felt like this song deserved to do so much better than what it did. But
Yeah.
I think if it was the first single, it would have been a top 5 pop record, to be honest.
The video was fire too. You know, more choreography. I think Fatima did the choreography. I'm not sure. Did she?
I think so. I think she did. And a lot of Janet's dancers was in it too. So
yeah.
You feel?
A lot of times, you know, we talk about the Receptionist album and why it's not the memorable one, or why it didn't probably do maybe what it deserved.
Uh-huh.
But what year was this? 1990 what?
1992. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
As a single, it came out in 93,
album.
I think.
Yeah, it did.
That's too late.
And they wrote this album a long time. The last single came out in 94.
Yeah, to play that game, the UK version, I think, house version or something like that. It was.
It came out. Yeah, it came out June of 94.
They were pushing these singles.
And then whatever that other version, I think, was 95 or something crazy, because it has 2 different release dates.
And then Bobby had his remix album. They had a couple gems on it, but after that, his luster kind of died at the time.
Yeah, they like kept trying to push out songs.
They were trying to see things that was gonna stick.
That was a long time to work the album.
Yeah.
Usually when they doing an album that long, the album is just big and they just milking more off of it.
That part.
Like Tevin, he was putting out singles for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But it was on an album that was doing very well, and they was just milking it for everything.
You could tell they was trying to find something that was gonna stick. They thought after Get Away, they was finding things they was trying to throw things that thought it was gonna stick, and it didn't. So then they started putting out the remixes, which I think a lot of those remixes took the soul out of the original records to me. I didn't like a lot of these remixes that they did for a lot of these songs. And I just feel like, again, it was just a year too late. That was a big problem with this album, was it being a year too late. Because if he would have came out with this album in the beginning of 91, this shit would have went through the roof.
I'm gonna tell
you.
This should have been out when Michael Jackson Dangerous was out the year before.
He could have came out just before Michael. Mm-hmm. He could have came out like January of 91 and let Michael have the end of 91.
He would have got 10 million. 10 million off the rip, at least.
It would have, absolutely. Because we would have still been in that New Jack flavor. By now, it's not that anymore. It has switched because Brian. Alexander Morgan comes in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Dave Hall comes in. It's a whole different production now. We don't. This is
Uptown Records is on full swing. You know, you got a Young Mary that's killing. You got SWV killing. It was just ushering in a new era, and they were trying to force Bobby into that. It was just like
what it was.
He had no market. So this became a very dated album really fast. And I hate that for him. But I'm gonna say this, y'all. Y'all gonna look at me crazy when I say this. I'm just gonna say it because I really feel it from the bottom of my heart. If the Bobby album did exactly what it was supposed to do, what Bobby set out to do, I promise y'all, he would have never done Home Again. Never. Because he would have never needed to. As much as he loved the brothers, I mean, he was always set out to eclipse them and be up in the ranks with Michael and all that. I already knew where he was going with this album. He wanted to be a full-fledged star, you know what I mean? And prove to him that Don't Be Cruel was not a fluke. This is me. I'm really him. Right. You know, but it didn't work like that. And I hate it for him, man.
I agree 1,000, 1,000,000%.
Yeah,
no absolutely. I have no notes.
He brought that up because when he first said it, like years ago, like maybe about 8 months ago, me and him got into a big argument about it. Because I was like, no, I feel like Bobby would have went back to the brothers, but then I had to think. I was like, wait a minute. If this album would have really sold what it really was supposed to, Bobby wouldn't have needed to go back to do Home Again. He wouldn't have needed. He'd have been like, I don't need that. Like, y'all go ahead, do your thing. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm up there with the Michaels and the Prince and the this and the that. Like, you know what I mean?
And no one would have really expected him to either. But with where his career was then, if he wouldn't have been part of it, people would have been like, well, why not?
Right.
That's why I think he might have would have done it. What you mean, why not? You know, but at the same time, it's just like, honestly, man, like, and I also feel like if the Bobby album really succeeded in the way that we all wanted to, he wouldn't just be known as Whitney Houston's husband. I feel like at this time, he kind of lost his identity, you know what I mean, as an artist, lost his whole, you know, essence. You know, and I really hate that for him, man. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I love me some Nippy, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, but I hated this marriage. I hated the timing of it. I hated it. Like, can you wait until 95 or 96 when he can actually go on a full successful tour for Bobby? That's his bread and butter. Showmanship. That's him all day. You know, zip the bag on that. Then we can get married in New Jersey. Fine. You know, but it's just.
I mean, you see, Teddy told him, like, don't marry her because this is gonna mess up your album. He said it on the he said on the Oatmeal Club.
And now it's the Oatmeal Club. Now it is. Back then, it was the Breakfast Club. You know, everybody told
it was it was the cinnamon oatmeal then. But
Frozen French Toast Stick Club.
right. But I agree because that's what I was saying in the beginning. I think once he married Whitney, you see all the interviews. It was no longer about the music anymore. It was no longer about any of that.
But either of them.
But see, you had Clyde behind her.
Yeah, you had a machine behind Whitney. Now, you know,
no, I'm saying still killing first they would bring up. Come on, y'all seen them interviews.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying the same thing happened. I'm not saying the same thing happened to their career. Well, kind of, but
yeah.
Well, but no, I'm talking about of what people would ask them. Like they have you look at all that stuff of Whitney when she was going to Oprah's and the who's its and the what's its, and within 2 minutes it's something about Bobby.
Right.
Bobby go on something. Within 2 seconds is something about Whitney.
Right.
So they both dealt with that, but I think it hurt Bobby more than it hurt Whitney, but it hurt both of them. It hurt Bobby. I think it hurt him way more, but it hurt both of them.
Yeah, it did. In that moment, I think, but in that moment, I think.
How did it not?
But for me, I think that it actually helped Whitney a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because after I'm Your Baby Tonight, Whitney, the blacks did not feel her on that. They were not with it because they felt like that album was completely staged after Soul Train. It's like, oh, she's trying to come around. She's trying to do this New Jack, all this kind of stuff. She marries Bobby. It gives her a little bit of credibility again.
The king of R&B at the time.
Her, it made her be like, oh, Whitney down. She really down. Like she gets Bobby Brown of all people.
Yeah.
And she's like really down. So then that helps her. Then The Bodyguard comes out, which is her pop world that they love as it is. So now Whitney has both. She has us and she has them. And that's why The Bodyguard did what it did. and it hurt Bobby because now he's becoming the +1 now.
Yeah,
Before,
Bobby.
it was kind of like they were equal, was it? But cool. It wasn't like he became Mr. Whitney Houston. And it kind of helped her because it helped her like, Whitney down. She down with the brothers. Okay, cool. And I think it helped her more than it helped him because then after that, where did she go? Wait to exhale. It was easy for her to make that transition because her and Bobby. It made it so easy for her because she wouldn't have been able to do that. If she didn't marry Bobby and Bodyguard would have came out and she would have tried to go to Wait to Exhale, people would have been like, girl, please, we don't believe you. But she done married Bobby. She got that credibility again, and now she can play Savannah and be good. And we can be like, oh, it's believable. Okay, cool. So I think it helps her.
That's a good man.
Well,
that's a good man, Savannah.
Well, why don't you marry him then? Why don't you screw him then?
Right. Click. Hello.
Here's the thing, y'all. What we gotta remember is during these times, credibility was everything for every artist. You could not escape it. Whether it's hip hop or R&B or pop, you had to have some kind of credibility about yourself. So when she married Bobby, the proclaimed king of stage and king of R&B and all that, that really gave her that. Oh yeah, she a real one. Oh yeah, that kind of solidified her place really in our culture. Yeah. You know what I mean? And oh god, it's just Bobby just became an afterthought after that. Everything he tried to do was just like it just attach it to New Edition, screw it, or attach it to the marriage. That situation, that marriage, I hated because it was such an aleatory situation where it only benefited Whitney's brand and it destroyed Bobby's brand completely.
But let's not. Yes, y'all are correct. But let me give you the but and of it. Our boy Robert Beresford Brown did not have the best behavior in these streets.
You got a point there, girl. You got a point there.
So the image and the credibility, and all those things, and the maturity and all that stuff,
right?
Like, and I would get so mad because I love Bobby, but I'm a teenager, so I'm like, I don't understand why he just can't act right, you know. I don't know shit about that. And then when I got older, I was like, yo, and them substances or alcohol or whatever, sex, fame, and all that, like, those are like demons that are hard for people. Those are illness. That's an illness.
What?
Yeah.
He's always been
think about it. I know, but it went in overdrive. It was on display. He was more famous.
With Whitney, but if he wasn't with Whitney, it would have been forgiven. Because that's his brand.
He was a kid before. Now he a grown ass man with a wife and a kid. Eventually, I'm just saying perception. So when this was I was a teenager, I was like, I don't understand. Like, just can't act right.
Right.
Well, it's marriage.
I get it.
It's marriage.
I know, but you're gonna have to let me finish though. So
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't want you to argue the point because you might actually agree, but you might not too. But all of those things I was young, I couldn't understand. Well, why can't he just stop doing that or whatever? And then get older, it's like, no, you're dealing with those things. That's with substance abuse, that's a disease. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna stop, and then you stop, you know. But we just forget all the other things that was going on too. It wasn't just the marriage. No, Bobby was out here cutting up. Go back and read the headlines. You ain't got to read the whole article. Just go back and see. It was a lot of stuff, and so that affected his image.
Yeah,
because of him keeping up this bad boy, but it wasn't an act. It wasn't an act. Him being a bad boy wasn't an act, and that is what ultimately hurt him. Like some of that bad boy had needed to be fake, and it was not. That's just who he was, and people are only going to accept that. We accept it, but we just a certain percentage of the population. I'm talking about we as Blacks or R&B fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a very small sprinkle of people in the other world that's also
That's
the
right.
artists. And so, early 90s, that ultra conservatism, crime bill shit, all that's scary, scary black people. So he lost a lot of that pop audience that Whitney was still able to keep for a while. But he kind
Right.
of lost it. And so it was kind of, he had to do it with us, and even us after a while were like, about
Right.
it. If it
Right.
turned into a gossip, and then it turned into being about the gossip and all that. So.
Right. 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 I do like the fact that with Whitney, like when she did the not Diane Sawyer, not that dumbass interview. When
Oh,
she
fuck
did
that
with
bitch forever.
right, and also the other one, Barbara Walters. I'm glad she checked her ass. I'm glad she checked Barbara Walters. She checked her ass. But I love that Whitney always, tried to push Bobby with her. So I love when Barbara asked her a question and she would say, and she was like, well, do you think you and Bobby gonna last forever? And she was like, absolutely, till the end of time. And I was like, you better name a song on Bobby album, dog. Like, let people know that shit is out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she rocking with her husband. Like, I know that his album should be bigger than what it is, but y'all, till the end of time, we gonna rock. You know what I mean? So for me, I was like, Whitney down with it. You know what I mean? And then it's just, for me, is that the next song? Oh shit, it is.
Good segue. Good segue.
Good segue. Good segue. But yeah, to the end of time. I think again, this is a very aggressive record, but it has a sweetness to it. And that's what you were saying, Will, about both. Teddy was able to do both. He was able to give you aggression, but then he was also able to give you Bobby, the way Bobby was on it. You could feel Bobby's emotion on this record. Like you knew he was singing to somebody, and clearly we knew he was singing to Whitney. You know what I'm saying? Like he was clearly singing to her, and to me, that damn it MCA.
Yeah,
I get mad at them. Yeah, they piss me off. Like for real.
Dropped the
Because I'm
ball,
like, this is the time where you guys knew that once come on, y'all are the big conglomerate or whatever, and y'all are the powers that be. Y'all knew once he married Whitney. Why didn't y'all go that route then? Like y'all could have went this route and played on that. So till the end of time could have been maybe a second single or something like that, because again, it had the sweetness to it, but it had the aggression to it, and everybody could have been like, oh, this is him singing to Whitney. Like, y'all had so many avenues to take, and you didn't. And you let it just fail by the wayside. So I really blame MCA, because by the time y'all had to know, y'all knew Bobby was marrying Whitney. Like, you had to know. So with all that being said, y'all knew all the promotion and all that, be like, all right, well, we know we gonna do that fucking. We gonna do humping around, then we maybe go to the end of time. We need to play on this, because clearly this is what everybody's gonna ask about. How are you and Whitney? How are this? How are this? And it just makes me mad. And I'm like, this song could have been one of the songs that could have been a single and be like, all right, this is Whitney's song. Like Whitney could have been in the video or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all had so many outlets and y'all didn't use them. And it makes me mad especially when I think about this song. I'm like, y'all fucked up.
Could have been a pop smash, if marketed right, it definitely had pop elements in it. When I hear it, I definitely okay. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice this time. Be on the flip side of the marriage and the situation with Whitney, because he was inspired by this woman. You could tell some of his runs in this record. You could tell it kind of gave me a little bit of Bodyguard vibes. You know what I mean? Like towards the end, he really was singing for life. You know what I mean? And he really sung it with conviction, and that's something we weren't used to from Bobby. So he definitely sold the hell out of this record. I mean, the beat kind of gives me I'm gonna go back to Guy the Future album. Let's Stay Together. I think that's the song with Aaron.
Yes.
Yeah, the beat, those two beats kind of sound similar swing, and sentiments lyrically. But yeah, man.
You know what I like about the production on this song? That the synth or
Yes.
keyboard or whatever. Yeah,
Yes.
it just sounds really cool.
Yeah,
And,
that
that's
lead
the
was mean.
sweetness of it to me.
Yeah.
That's the sweetness that Teddy brought to it.
And I do think just the way the chords and stuff set up, it did have potential to be like a crossover song.
Yeah.
So I do
Yes.
agree with you where I'm
The
saying
beat
that.
was house friendly out too.
Yeah, it was like, you know, it wasn't too hard, but it was like boom in your face, but not too far in it, you know.
Right. And with the right promo behind it and all this kind of stuff, it could have been a top 10 pop record. For real, for real. You know what I mean? Especially that time where black music was owning the pop
and
charts.
give it, cause we done seen humming around all this, and give it like a sweet video.
Yeah,
but not sugary sweet, but just tone out from that.
Period.
You know, because what Bobby does on this album, he gave you the harder songs, but you gonna have some like little tender shit too, and everything else in between. So we should have gotten both visuals of him during this time.
Yes.
And all we got was that humping around visual, which wasn't even what the song was about.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
MCA missed the golden opportunity to really present Bobby Brown as an artist, especially with this record. It showed a different side to him. It showed he has sensitivity. Yes, I'm this hard dude. Yes, I'm this R&B thug, whatever they view me as. But I got a heart, and I'm truly in love with a woman. I graduated from a Roni to an actual woman. You know, and that's what you get with this record. I'm in love, man. This is my wife. I'm proud. We gonna ride to the end of time. I'm gonna stand in the paint with this woman. This is my queen.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give him the record companies till the end of time. But
come on.
But in this particular story, I wonder how much that had to do with Bobby, because you couldn't control him. So I wonder how much he was doing or like bucking against. I don't know. He might not have, but from the person of what we know, I wonder how much fighting it was with it.
I don't think it was.
And I just don't like. I'm not calling it either way. I just wonder.
Right.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, this was the first album where he really had creative control. You know, so I don't think it was a lot of fighting. I think it was very harmonious between him and Teddy. You know, especially LaFace, because at this point, you know, they kind of.
I mean, promoting and visuals part.
Oh, the visuals.
Not the studio stuff. No,
okay.
I don't get no feeling that there was drama in the studio just from the music we got. Like it, it feels harmonious, you know.
Yeah.
But marketing and all that, he probably did clash with MCA. You know, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I think MCA sabotaged all their projects at this time, especially the Bobby.
I agree.
They sabotaged the.
I agree. I totally
think it was always their plot to bring New Edition back.
Yeah,
6 members.
And you know why I agree with that too? Because they did the same thing with En Vogue as well. They wanted Terry's album to bomb because when it did, they brought them back together and they did Don't Go Love and it blew up.
Right.
They wanted that. And I feel like with New Edition, well, I mean, come on. When it comes to, you know, Belle Biv DeVoe's, Hootie Mac, I mean, come on.
Hootie Mac, yeah.
I'm like, we ain't gonna go there. And then you had Johnny's. I was like, Ralph, forget it. It was just like, now it was like, and then Bobby, I'm like, an album like this should have not done what it did.
Right.
Like, come on. I mean, 3 million still is not bad. Like, we're not gonna play that. But after coming off of 12 and dropped the 3, like, what happened here? It wasn't just him. You know what I mean? Because the music was still good. Yeah. It was like the label was just like, oh, he's not in. And like you said, Will, the fact that they didn't know where to place him because music was changing. So where do we put him? Right. We can't put him with the Marys. We can't put him with the SWV. So where do we put him? And they was like, okay, on to the next. You know what I mean? And obviously MCA was down with Uptown. Who's with Uptown? Mary's the new girl at Uptown. We're pushing her. Mind you, her album comes out the same day that Bobby's Humping Around single comes out.
Can't
Who you
compete
gonna
with
push?
it. Can't compete with it.
You can't compete with it. What's the
Can't
411 or Humping Around? Who are you gonna go with? You know what I mean? So it was just like, to me, when you said that, when we were talking before, and you said, yo, I feel like they sabotaged, I had to sit on it for a minute. Remember, I was like, let me sit on that. And then I had to think, and I was like, yo, he right, because everybody, after they did their big albums,
yep.
Next thing you know, the second albums did not do well at all. And then the next thing you know, we coming back with Home Again. Hey, y'all, we're back. All 6 of us. Hey. And
because they knew they could sell more with all 6 than the separate entities at the time. We're gonna let them get their shine. You know, in 1990, you know, reunion show and all that. We're gonna let them get their little shine, their little spinoffs and all that. But we're bringing that ass back. All 6. We're gonna make it work. You know, so I think they sabotaged it. They didn't put no money into the marketing. They chose these singles for a reason. You know, they knew Hootie Mac wasn't gonna do shit, with the exception of Something in Your Eyes. We're not gonna go into that, but they just knew certain things wouldn't work.
That song only did good with us. That was like a midnight love.
That's the only reason why the album went gold. Really?
I know.
No, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I think, even though I very much like this album, it should have been a couple songs from just somebody that was new, producers. Just, I don't know who.
I can agree to that. I can respect that.
Like a Brian as a Xander Morgan type. Like,
right.
That was kind of new-ish and starting to make a wave. It didn't even have to be somebody that hit yet, but just that you could see it.
Right.
And I would have I just would have been curious just to hear him with a different producer, just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Because then you could have sold it to this new audience.
Or shit, I wish we could have got like a Jamie Lewis or something. Just to mix it up.
True.
Because sometimes it's hard when it's one producer that's doing the majority of your album, because you're gonna get kind of pigeonholed into what they do, and it might kind of suffocate the music a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
I can see that.
I mean, just like the same I feel about with Teddy doing Dangerous. I think he let him do too much of it. And it should have been a few other people in the mix. And I love that album. We talked about that album on the show.
Yeah. And you said the same thing in the episode. I mean, you did.
I'm consistent.
Yes, you consistent. You said it in the episode, because I remember when you said it, I was like, but then when you broke it, I was like, it makes sense. I get it. You know what I mean? Like it made sense. You know what I mean? But
that's just me. And part of that's just BP stuff. It's like, I would have loved to hear him on this. We all do it. That's just my little. I would have loved to see what Jamie Lewis would have.
Or at least a Marley Marl remix.
Yeah, remix.
That'd have been dope. That'd have been dope.
Instead of what we got.
Yeah, get a Kyle West track, maybe.
True.
I think it would have stuck for sure.
Yeah.
Or get Chucky Booker on one. You know.
Ooh, good.
That'd been fun.
Yeah.
Up a bit.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we get to Good Enough.
Yeah, my bad, audience. We didn't be talk to the end of time about that.
Right. But yeah, we gonna get there with these songs, y'all. Cause it's but Good Enough.
Oh, I'm just dancing how you would dance to it. 2-step.
This is the song that I did not like.
Me either.
But I like it now. I didn't like it then. I like it now. And I guess this is what LA and Face and Daryl Simmons was trying to do with trying to give us Rock With You and Roni. This was their answer to that with this record to me. And I feel like this, as the second single, to me, kind of ruined the rollout of the Bobby album afterwards. Because you come out with Humping Around, and then you come out with Good Enough. With an album like this should have not been the second single. I'm sorry.
It shouldn't have been a single.
At all.
It should have been his. It sounded like something Tony Braxton was singing. It sounded like a Tony record. It didn't fit him.
Yeah.
It didn't fit him. I love Bobby, okay? He did all right, but a lot of it, he sounded like he was straining quite a bit. You know, it sounded like he didn't sound as comfortable. You know, he was forcing a lot. I mean, something that Tony would sing naturally. Like that sound like something that go on like a Secrets album or something. I just didn't I didn't like it. The video was cool, you know, him doing his little Rico Suave shit, you know, about a waterfall. That was cool.
That's why I think the video sold the record to me. I think that's what sold it. And you can't even find a lot of live performances of Bobby doing Good Enough, only on Saturday Night Live. That's it. Like, when he performed at Soul Train, you go to Soul Train, you do your big record, and then you do your ballad. Bobby did not do that. He did Humping Around and Get Away. When he was at the AMAs, he did Get Away. Like, he did not perform Good Enough like that.
If they wanted to put this song lyrically, they should have put it faster with a rock guitar in it, like with like electric or something, like electric guitar or like something like that, or just something to make it. Because I really like the song, but it's a very generic song. But I like it. It's like catchy. But no, it's kind of mid, because it would have been fine for somebody else. It'd have been great for a group like High Five or something like that, that had songs like that. But you know, it's kind of giving Never Should Let You Go kind of vibe. So a group like that could have pulled it off, or like not a young artist, but like, an older artist, because it sounds like a Looking Out song.
Yeah, I agree.
Man,
play some spades, eat some chicken, and drink some liquor that I don't know what it is.
I think Tevin could have done it some justice. I mean, the right singer, the right vocalist would have made it a lot less generic. You know what I mean? That's some flat-footed singing. You know, on for that kind of production. It's
like a song that a group would sing, and the group element and harmonies would make it very interesting. This would be for a singing ass group.
Yeah.
You know.
But Will, like you said, it was like Babyface and L.A. Reid kind of wanted him to be a flat foot singer, and that's not what Bobby was. So when you listen to this record, Bobby is singing down, but you can tell also he's uncomfortable, because who's singing background with him? His wife.
Yeah.
Like, you got Whitney, Shantae Moore, and Babyface on background with you. I know that had to be so intimidating. You know what I mean? Your wife is she's called The Voice. And that's why after the bridge, you could tell Bobby is just like, I'm trying to sing for my life. And again, like you said, it's a little bit uncomfortable for him. You know what I mean? And it's just like, but again, I sing it now for the nostalgia of it all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if it ain't good enough, baby. Like, I'm singing it now, but back then I was just like,
I feel like my boy wasn't singing on this, y'all. He was kind of yelling. He was kind of like belching. He wasn't really singing. He wasn't really hitting the notes like that. Now, the first verse in the beginning, like the low range, bang down, like he sound good, but once he got to the mid to high, you gonna make it. You gonna make it though? Is the wheel gonna fall off this motherfucker? Is the car gonna break down? Like, oh, we on E right now. We gonna make it to the gas station like this. Like, one of those. It was kind of I feel like it was his most weakest vocally, guys, on this album. Me personally,
I agree. Yeah. I can agree. Now the weakest vocal.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. And I think now on the other side, now I'm like, I can understand why they brought it out as the second single, because the album that came out in August, Humping Around has did what it did, and now we're going into the fall. You needed that. So they felt like, all right, let's throw out this single. It's sing along, it's cute, it's this. Let's do this. Even though he's in the islands on the episode. I mean, in the video. He's in the islands. He's giving it summery vibes anyway. You know what I mean? So it was this shouldn't have been a single at all. You know what I mean? To me, I think, again, they wanted Babyface and LA and Daryl to give them a rock with you, a Roni, and that was their answer for it, for me. Right. And that's what I feel.
Right.
And it right about that time, LA and Babyface, they were spread real thin because everybody wanted to work with them. They were spread real thin.
Yeah.
So you better hope you get one of the gems and not one of the, that they might have threw away, but was like, nah, we could see something in it. I don't want that one. I want the one they never was considering throwing away.
Well, this one here sounded like a throwaway to me, guys. I ain't gonna lie.
That's why I said it.
Like a throwaway from Boomerang.
That's why she went that way. Yeah. That's why exactly she went that way.
Yeah.
I saw where she was going with that one. I knew where she was going with that one. I knew.
It wasn't even their strongest production. Like, nah.
Yeah.
It was very minimalistic for their brand.
Yeah, it is very minimal.
Yeah.
Very minimal.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But it still did.
And
it
you
peaked
can't
at
put
number
that
7.
minimal. And you can't put that minimal on somebody that's not like a flat-foot vocalist. That's not top tier. You can't do that to them. That's not fair.
No.
You're supposed to whatever artist, you're supposed to compliment whatever they working with or not working with.
Yeah.
That which they usually do. So I don't know why they gave him that. They know him.
They know him. Yep.
It's not like they working with some sight unseen new artist. They know his music and they work with him. So
that part.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit confusing.
They just didn't seem as focused and locked in with this project, compared to Don't Be Cruel. Like you said, they spread themselves very thin. They were working on multiple projects at the time. You know what I mean? They got TLC rocking.
They was working on at this time some of the biggest records to hit R&B.
Yeah.
Right.
So bad timing, and they pay for our service. Go ahead and give them the track, That's what I got.
They got the receipt,
got the invoice. Yeah, got the points.
Yeah. But you got to think when they did Don't Be Cruel, Babyface and them was hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said, by the time they got to this, they was spread thin because they was working with everybody. So it was like, hey, we gonna give you this, you gonna get this, you gonna get this record. Hopefully it hits.
And at that time, they won't just doing one-off singles. They was doing people's whole records
and soundtracks.
Thank you. Yes.
So
they was busy.
Yeah, they were trying to get LaFace off the ground completely.
Mm-hmm.
And put Atlanta on. You know what I mean? So
and they were trying to break their own. They were trying to break their own artists with Tony to compete with Whitney and Mariah. So they trying to give her the good shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and Babyface was still putting out music.
And Babyface never telling secrets and never telling lies.
Never keep a secret.
I want to make it up to you. Yes. I'm sorry, y'all. I love that song.
I do too.
I love that song. Yeah, see, y'all, we get I told y'all when we get into these songs, it was gonna be real. But all right. So Pretty Little Girl. That keeps on getting.
I did like this one.
Me too.
Lyrically is what sold me. The lyrics, Bobby's mindset, and how he performed it. You go from spreading yourself around, and now it's like, okay, it's getting old. You know what I mean? These little girls, these little fast ass girls ain't gonna do it for me. I'm a grown ass man now. You know what I mean? I need me a woman that know how to put that shit on. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I got from it. He sung it with a lot of conviction. On this particular LaFace production, he sounded way better. Yeah. Way better. And then I'm a reggae guy. JR knows this. You hear a little bit of that lovers rock, 90s flair, Mr. Lover Man, Shabba vibe to it,
I was gonna go that way, but okay.
And it was the first time really hearing Bobby on a swing beat like that. You know what I mean? And reggae and dancehall was very hot, and at that time.
I was just about to say that because this was kind of like the reggae explosion crossing over. You know what I mean? So you had Shabba, you had Patrick, you had them boys with the Murder She Wrote record. What they names?
Shaka Demons and Pliers.
Yes, thank you very much. It was them. So these were becoming big records that they were coming out with. So Bobby was like, let me get a piece of this too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me get a piece of this. And I think he was great on it. I think this is probably out of all the Faith production on this album, this is probably my favorite one out of all of them. You know what I mean? Because again, they were letting Bobby be an artist. This is an artistic record right here to me. Yes. It's very artistic because Bobby is doing something that we wouldn't have even thought he would have done, and he sounded good on it. You know what I mean? So this is why I love this joint so much. And then to have TLC's fourth member, Deborah Killings, on background, you know what I mean? And then to have your boy Ricky Bell on background.
That's my ninja right there. Listen.
Yeah, and have him on there. So it was like, have all these people on there, you know what I'm saying? And then Babyface on it. Bobby, I love when Babyface is behind Bobby. Ever since Rock With You and Roni, I want to hear Babyface on, if he's doing it, I want to hear Babyface on background with him. You know what I mean? Because it felt like magic to me. Because Roni wouldn't have been what it was if Babyface wasn't on them backgrounds.
We wouldn't be talking about it.
Right.
Now, come on, somebody. Church.
Right. Can I say one thing? And I think JR really gonna love this one here. There's one word that comes to mind when I think about this record: vulnerability. Bobby was very vulnerable on this record.
I hate him, but he's right. I hate you. What?
I've been that type of guy. I ain't want no lady. I just wanted a good time. But now I think I'm ready for love. And anyone that want to give it up, someone to love me, always be by my side. Like, he's done being a playboy.
Then he hit the note, and you felt that emotion on him. Yes.
He was all the way in the pocket, man. And he really expressed himself, and he let himself be emotionally available on a record. Very rare.
And he stayed
right now.
And he stayed in his vocal range.
That part. That's why when he hit that
until
note,
he went.
If
the rest of the song, it feels good. It feels warm.
Yes.
It feels when he's there in that range. There's plenty of artists talking about when they hit that certain sweet spot, it just feels so good.
Yes.
That's all something Daryl said. When it hits, it feels so good. You rubbing off, brother.
Yeah, right. Y'all just come and y'all just using all my shit. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. But yes, because I always think about that note he hits. It's like, we know Bobby's not a flat foot singer like that. But when he was in that pocket and he came out of the bridge with that note, I was like, I feel you, Bobby. Like, I feel you. Yes, like that. And again, another artistic record because he got to show himself vocally. He got to show himself artistically for all of this. So this song was needed, and Babyface in LA and Daryl Simmons gave him what he needed on this record.
Yeah, and he sung it with his emotions. You know what I mean? It came from a deep place. This is where Bobby was personally.
Yes.
Ready for love, man. He done been there, done that, smashed this girl, dated this girl, took this girl to the awards, this movie premiere. He's done with that.
He found Elizabeth. He found Whitney Elizabeth Houston and was out of there. Gone. He was like, I don't need no pretty little girl. I need a pretty woman. Not no pretty little girl. That's what that was. So
someone to love me, someone to be by my side.
Come on, somebody. Church.
Someone to share my world. Come on, Bobby. Come on.
Oh yeah, Bobby was spitting, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, man. That shit get old, man. For all men, at some point you get tired of that shit, bro. Like growing up, I know boys are trained to, see and conquer. You see a girl you like, go get the number, go get this, go get that. But you get to a certain age, it's like, it's played out. It's too accessible. You know what I mean?
Right.
Love is not as accessible. This man is lonely. You know what I mean? Okay, after we have fun, I don't even remember your name most of the time. Or what's your favorite color or anything. I don't know anything about you after that. It's just like, right. Next case at the bag, and this is a man that was after a woman's heart in this particular record. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Agreed. He just, coming of age kind of song for him.
That part. Well, all right. Well, Loving You Down.
My favorite. That is my favorite. Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all talk first, though. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm hyped.
This. Oh, well, you want to go, Elisa? Or you want me to go first?
You go.
Okay. This right here just showed the difference between Teddy's production and L.A. Reid and Babyface, because this song, even though it was a ballad, I guess a ballad. Yeah.
No, it's a groove.
I mean.
It has a sway to it. There ain't no ballad. No, you don't do that to a ballad. You don't do that to a ballad. That's the type of
yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. It's just this. Teddy added the drums to this. It still had a hardness to it. You know what I'm saying? And that again was Bobby. And Bobby is actually singing on this record. For real. He never really sings on a Teddy record like this, because normally it's the production that's carrying him with Teddy's production. This, Bobby said, nah, nigga, let me sing. Like, I want to sing on this because I want to let that girl know I'm loving you down for real. You know what I'm like? And he's like, y'all gonna respect me vocally. And that's what I feel like he did on this record. So this is definitely a fave of mine as well. I love this record. So yeah.
Honestly, I get elements of a ballad, but I also get the New Jack. I call it a New Jack ballad. You know what I mean? It was a bouncy, trendy, edgy ballad. You know what I mean? And the drums is really what separates it from traditional ballads that you heard at the time. I just feel like Bobby was just so comfortable. It wasn't a whole lot going on with the production. Just like JR said, Teddy just let him rock. And he definitely did. And he showed everybody, look, I can sing. I'm not just a song and dance kind of guy. You're going to respect me as an artist, and not just a performer, man. That dude went to church at the end, too.
It's only a ballad. It is not a ballad. It does not. It's a love song. It's a sweet song, but it is not a ballad.
It's their spin of a ballad, honestly. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, it ain't no damn ballad. I'm sorry. It is not a ballad.
Because of the beat measure, I have to no, but see, because of the BPM, I gotta call it a ballad because it's slow enough to be one. But I feel like Teddy put his own New Jack flair on it.
No, that's not New Jack flair. That's called He Made a Groove. He made a groovy song. Groove me, baby. He made a groove. He's very good at that too. Everything is not. And see, that's kind of pigeonholing Teddy because that's not true. All his songs don't sound like Two Could Play This Game. Like every song is not that. Have you listened to Guy lately? Every song don't sound like that.
No.
The up tempos do. Now the up tempos they gonna fuck around. They gonna sound the same.
Now you got me thinking too because I just thought about it.
And Teddy has ballads, and they're true ballads that are way slower than this. This ain't a ballad.
Because thinking about it,
I know it's semantics. It doesn't matter. But have you met me?
Right. Even though I'm starting to think, because Piece of My Love has a groove, but it's a ballad.
That's where I was going with it. That's where I was going.
Because Piece of My Love still has a groove, but it's still a ballad. Like, it's still that. So with that, I'm thinking Love You Down kind of gives you that.
That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. It's not the regular ballad that you are listening for and expecting. Right. This is Teddy Riley, man. You know, like that's his way of a ballad, the groove. But the beats per measure qualifies it as a ballad because it's slow enough. But it also got that bounce to it too, to keep you moving and two-stepping at the same time. That was just Teddy's brand. That was his sound.
Okay, I'll accept that. That's fine. No, seriously.
No. I love this. That's why I do it.
I do it. A very valid point.
Yes. No. I love it. So,
respect that.
Okay. So we get to one. Now we get to this. One More Night. Now this ain't no damn ballad. This ain't no damn ballad. One More Night. A favorite of mine.
My favorite.
Oh God. The New Jack with like a hip hop flair, and then with Teddy using what is it? The Schoolboy Crush by Average White Band.
Yep.
Yes. And he added those heavy drums to give it more of that street for real. And anytime I think about this, I think about Rakim's Microphone Feed, which is my favorite record from him. And I'm like, damn, we couldn't get a verse from Rakim, maybe?
Before I
yeah, like we couldn't get a nice little verse from Rakim for real. But the favorite thing that I like is the backgrounds of this. Because y'all know when Teddy takes out the beat, right? And the background, everybody in the backgrounds, because it's Backstreet and Mary Brown and all of them that, you know, and it's just one more night, it will be like that part is just like, it's mad. It feels good to me. Like that's my favorite of this. It's just the backgrounds of that. And I'm just like, and then Teddy brings the beat in, and then Bobby just, nothing will find us. Da, 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 da. And they just, one more night, it will be all right. Like, yeah. I love that.
I have one favorite part of this record. It's none of the parts that you mentioned. It's the one part where he's like, I'll be there for you.
Yes.
Come on.
I think this song is one of the best vocal performances on this album. Or kind of like period for Bobby, for me, actually. I think his best singing is on this album, like, and it ain't even close. Like, and I like how he sings on Home Again also. But and on the Home Again episode, I say it was a vocal that Bobby did, and I was like, this is the best vocal I've heard on him except for the Bobby album. So I gave shots to the album. But you know why I think, and I just thought about it, why I think I love this song so much? Because it sounds like a New Edition song.
You think so? Wait. You think so, bro? What song reminds you?
His own artistic direction, everything else, but he still has the DNA of that group. You don't be around people that long and not have some, even if you have a different direction, and not. It sounds like, yes, it's like a New Edition song, and it sounds like how Ralph was singing. It's not his voice, but it sounds like how he was singing. Of course, he has a different, tone, whatever.
I don't know if I can agree with that, man. I don't know. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
I don't necessarily want anyone to agree with me. Or ever when I'm saying anything, but particularly here, I'm just saying I love it because that's the feel it gives me. It just feels very New Edition to me. Not identical, but it feels like a New Edition song.
I ain't gonna lie.
Especially how the backgrounds are on it, it sounds like a group.
Now that, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The background sound like a group.
Yes, the background definitely gives group, for real. Like, okay. And that's what I like about them. Yes. So when you said that, yes, I can agree to that. Like, that's group-ish right there, for real. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I agree with you, sis. With
but
that.
See, when I think of this track, y'all, I think of It was very current with the soundscape of all the R&B records at that time. You know, it was very fitting, and he brought hip hop back. You know,
so you felt like this should have been a single then? You felt like this should have been a single?
It could have.
I just feel like more the album should have went in that.
Yeah, it definitely could have. It was definitely fitting for that time. Definitely. It was almost parallel with your boy Brian Alexander Morgan, everything he was doing with SWV, almost like right there, really. You know, it was very up to date. Okay. And he tied hip hop to it. That's one of the qualities of Bobby Brown. You know, tying hip hop into his R&B.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
And I like when he tied in with the music and not the actual rapping. But anyway,
I was waiting for it. Oh, I was waiting.
Fever,
right? I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. I was like, I know Elise is not gonna let this song go without saying, well, at least he didn't rap.
Right.
But I would have loved this sound on a couple, or at least adjacent to it on a couple more songs. Like it's existing songs on here. Like if they just would have scaled the new Jack beat with Teddy, because it's a Teddy song. If he could have had that mind a little bit more for a couple more songs, I think the whole texture of this album would be different in a good way.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
What's next?
Something in Common. This when I think about the Bobby album, this is the first song that I go to, because it brings me back to memories with me and my mom. I think you and Will have saw videos of me and my mom singing this record. Like, this is a record that me and her sing. It takes me back to when I was a kid and singing with her, and it was just a moment for me and her. So when we hear this song, it's like the first thing we do is we start singing it, like, for real. And I remember the video that I sent to Will. He was like, you can have a damn red cup in your hand, and his mom behind me, and we just love this song. Like, it's just, and for Whitney and Bobby to do it, it just fit to me, and it was just such a great record. And I don't like the LA mix that became the video version. I don't like it. I think it took the soul out of what this record was. I think they should have left this alone. If you were going to bring this out as a single, let Teddy have it. See, this is, again, they're trying to push this LA in face to me. And it was like, it was not needed. Like, for what? Like, no. And then how the video starts off, drop it up, doom, 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 doom. It sounds like Teddy anyway. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, no.
Remember we was trying to, for our radio show, we was trying to play, because we did the duet episode. And we had to pull from, we didn't want the video version, so we had to pull for some old, we hated the video verse so much that we pulled it off a raggedy ass live performance that won't even good, but it still was better than that.
Right, because with the radio show, because we couldn't play the original version, so we had to find the live version, because me and Elise, we are not playing the video version at all. Like, no, I just don't like it. It just has nothing in it. I think the video was just to show them, and that was it. And if you were gonna do that, why didn't you just play the original version? Like, leave it as it is. Why are y'all trying to do the LA mix? Like, save that for Digging on You with TLC. Do that. Like, that's fine. That's a LA mix that was needed. This, you took the soul out of the record for me.
Completely.
Needed, sorry. Needed.
Yeah, and it kind of pissed me off. It pisses me off now when you watch the video. It's just like, no, y'all, like, oh. So I don't even like it, but I love the album version, and it just brings me back to when I was a kid. So this is definitely a favorite of mine.
Oh, yeah. They blended surprisingly well on this record, man. You got, B Brown with the voice. I love the harmonies at the end. I love you more and more and more. I love that part. I will rewind that part so many times. I just love it. You
Well,
know,
he said he didn't do his vocals with Whitney. That's the problem. He said
no.
he didn't do his vocals with her. He said no, he let her do hers, and then he came back and did his.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Like, so that's why, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, Teddy was like, all
yeah, you
right,
can't
let
be in
me
the
put
same
this.
room with her. Nah, yeah,
No,
she'll blow you out.
no, not at
Yeah,
all.
she would
Mm-mm.
embarrass them
Oof,
badly.
Jesus.
I ain't gonna lie.
Ugh.
And it's a do. You know what? It it always puts me in the mind of, and you go laugh, Jr. Of like best things are free, of having this like powerful prestige, like this person is known for vocals with
Yeah.
somebody that's, you know, uh more of an entertainer, but still can sing, but just
Right.
at different levels.
Yeah.
And it being able to work if you arrange it right.
Right.
So whoever
Right.
arranged something in common, kudos
Yep.
to you. Kudos
Yeah.
to you.
I think it was
But that
Teddy.
worked. That worked.
Was
Well,
it Teddy?
shout out to Teddy, who probably by now is like, I ain't watching these niggas talking
Bobby
shit.
got away with it on this one, man. He didn't have to do too much. You know, all he had to do was just manage his voice. You know,
Right.
that's all.
And not crack.
He didn't have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting. He got his wife on that.
Right.
He got that.
That's why he let Whitney kind of go at the end, and he rooting her on. He like, yeah. Like, I love that part too, because Whitney just going in.
Yeah,
You know what I
he stayed in
mean?
his
And
place.
Bobby is like, sing, baby, like that. Yeah, I love this record. So if anybody be like, the Bobby album, what is song you going to? I'm gonna say something in common for me. Love
Yeah,
it.
beautiful black love kind of record. For sure.
I love it. I love it.
Love it. Down.
Up and down.
Love it. Yes. Yes.
And people do give it fever, but they just need to hush, because I think it's sweet, it's cute. Stop trying to make it like it was supposed to be this high piece of art. No, it's supposed to be a song that is fun and for you to enjoy.
Excuse my language. If they hate, there's some miserable motherfuckers that never had love like that. So
yeah, they ain't never had shit.
Right. So
Amen. 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 Woo!
And there we go into That's the Way Love Is.
Love this. Love this record. It's so sweet to me. And this is a record when you tell someone that you love how you really, really feel. You know what I mean? And it's like, it can make you laugh. They can make you cry. They can make you like, it speaks for you. Like, when all else fails, music speaks. You know what I'm saying? And this is a song that it does. And
that's what my tattoo says.
That's where I got it from.
Oh. Well.
Right. But it's like, this is a sweet love type of up-tempo type of record for me. And it's just, you can't help but to dance to it. And it's such a sweet song lyrically for me. And lyrics is gonna touch me, you know what I mean? And speaks. And again, they did the remix video that I did not like.
I liked it.
And it was
you
liked it?
I ain't gonna lie. I did not like the studio version at all. I thought it was something we heard before. It kind of sounded, what's the word I want to use? It kind of sounded like, I don't know. It's one of those like, okay, we heard this before. You know, it didn't wow you really. It didn't wow me. I'm sorry, but the remix. I'm sorry, the video version. I definitely like that one. It had a little bit more of a pop flair to it. Honestly, I appreciated that one, and I love the video. But if I listen to that song off the album, I'm probably skipping it. To be honest with you,
you disrespectful, but it's cool.
Nah, I mean, just how I feel, man. I can do without the song. It's not a bad song. It's just it didn't blow me away, you know.
Let me have his opinion of the song. You're hateful of somebody.
Oh no, because I did not expect him to say that. Like, what?
I mean, it was all right, you know. It just didn't blow me away. You know, I've heard it before. You know, it didn't really do anything really for Bobby, you know, like, I don't know, the same old pocket really. It didn't have anything to it, you know. It was a cool beat and all that, but one of those that, you know, I could just go to the kitchen, refill my cup, too real quick, and
That is the refill song.
It's the refill song for me. I'm not gonna.
That's the refill song.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm being real. Like this.
You finna be bad with me for the next about 20 to 25 minutes.
Oh no!
You
finna
be big mad at me.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not. Oh no, I'm not. Because I already knew where this was going. But God, wow.
I like this song.
Yes.
But I'm almost with Will. I just like it. It's cool. Yeah. I'm not quite at the point where I'm like, I feel nothing. No, but it's cool. It's not quite down on my refill list now. But it ain't far from it.
Yeah, it's just one of those to get lost in the shuffle, compared to the other songs on the album. You know what I mean? It's just one of those that it's a filler to me. You know what I mean? Like an album filler, really. That's pretty much what I got from it. So I know y'all looking at me crazy.
No, I agree.
Fix your face, JR. Fix your face, man. Tighten up.
You don't feel the same.
Get your cup, man. Come on, get your cup now.
Conviction about it as you do, Will, but it doesn't stand out. It doesn't stand out for me, but I think it's a good song. It just doesn't stand out.
Right.
So, Jazz, is your favorite or something? What is it?
Yeah, he was heartbroken over that.
Why are you so?
It is actually one of my favorites. It is.
Okay, and that's fine.
Oh, it's gonna remain that, but wow.
Bless your heart.
You right.
Yeah. You done thought we said the song was trash.
It was. It's not trash.
He ain't said
no. I never said it was trash. I just said it didn't move me.
Did not say. She said fine. She liked it. When you say it's a damn refiller, that is low.
How is that low? I'm just saying it didn't do anything. I'm not saying it's trash.
A refill song, no, because you call stuff I go and fill my cup up, and it don't be songs that you hate. It be songs that you just kind of about.
In the middle about. It's neutral. You don't love it. You like it, but you don't love it. You don't hate it either. It's just like it's a middling song to me.
I'm still doing it. I'm still here for the, I go from the kitchen to the living room. From the living room to the kitchen.
Right.
Some more ice.
I get it.
Like I don't have to listen to it.
I can still hear it, but I'm not like.
Yeah. I don't have to have it on a playlist. Yeah,
I'm gonna be mad at the ice machine making noise and I miss a part. And
let me do you one better, JR. When they did that versus with Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat, and he actually did that song, you see the crowd did not react at all.
Damn.
That's another thing to back my claim. When they did That's the Way Love Is, it's like, oh, okay, we don't remember that one. Like, when was this one?
They can get that because I was doing that because the crowd was not giving, and I was in my house going.
Even Keith Sweat was giving fever. Like,
Keith Sweat was drunk off Henny. Please, child, no.
He still ate though.
And you still drunk too, not off of Henny, but something else, baby.
So
watching TV.
It was Ciroc.
That's what we do when we sit and watch TV. We drink.
It was Ciroc. That's right. You right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I get it. No. I'm giving people, but I get it. I get it.
He was off that vodka.
It sounds like a basic Teddy Riley production. Period.
Yeah.
It was like you said, it does sound like, but I liked it after Something in Common. Like it got me up again. You know what I mean? Like Something in Common was like, oh, this is cute. Like we're gonna sing along, and then you go, that's the way. Like you taking me. It's like it's bringing me back up again. So that's what I like. And then lyrically, I like it. You know what I mean? Because clearly, y'all know I'm with the lyrics. So
yeah.
No, I like the writing.
Yes. Because you can tell somebody who you love. This is how love is.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was telling JR the other day. I think me having that producer ear, I listen for the beat first. And the beat, and like you said earlier, at least like generic. That's what I get from it. For Teddy's brand, it was very generic, very minimal, very just straight line. It don't wow you. The melodies, the riffs, it's just like we heard it already. You've done this.
It might have been the first song that they might record it for the album, maybe.
May have been just to test the waters, just to see, boom, boom, let's see what we come up with,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though I did not expect you to go that way with this, because I was
with the way, baby.
Surge. I didn't expect it because I'm like, no, because I'm like, Teddy is your guy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, this can't be the ones, because I thought this might have been the one for Elise.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this might be the one for her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't. So for you to be like, it's a refill type of record for you, I was like, no.
It didn't. You know how we get by music, JR. It didn't tuck on the heart for me.
I get it. I get it.
Enough in that department and up here for me. It's like, okay, yeah. It was just like, it almost, I hate to use this word, but it was kind of like one of the forgettable tracks on that album, really.
I get it.
Yeah, I know, man. But again, it's not a trash record. It really isn't. And I love Teddy up and down. And
right.
Sideways, all that. But it's just, this production here, I've heard better from both of them. And, I was kind of somewhat like,
maybe that's why it might have been
intermission kind of deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay.
But I'm getting worried, man. Hold up. I'm getting worried because at least say we're going to be pissed off with her in about 20 minutes. Hold up. So we going to the end, and some of these songs at the end is like tugging on the heart. So which one?
Actually, that song came out right after Get Away. It wasn't the last single. It was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it went Humping Around, Good Enough, Get Away. That's the way love is a song. Something in Common, and then Two Can Play That Game was the last single.
Oh, Two Can Play That Game. Wow.
And it came out in June 94.
And they know they wrong for that, because that song was completely outdated by 94. It was outdated by the time they released it. Come on, 94. Come on, y'all.
So disrespectful.
So much so.
And I do remember they did play it. I do remember hearing it on the radio, but it just it didn't. That should have been a single that was earlier. That's the Way Love. I mean, oh, have mercy, my brain. That's the way love is. Two Could Play That Game should have been it earlier.
Yes,
because it still was in line with the sound.
So. Yeah, I agree. All right.
It kind of made sense. Something in comic, because something comic still kind of sounded like some of the R&B that was still, doing numbers. Mm-hmm. So it was fine to release that kind of later, but to be like, to remind people, hey, this album, but no, that definitely shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we get to College Girl. I can make it feel all right. Wanna make love to you.
The saxophone, come on, man. The musicality of it.
Come on. This is he taking it back to Don't Be Cruel album side 2. Side B. This is that type of record.
Yeah.
I don't think Teddy did this one.
No,
it's a rock Witcher type album. I mean, song.
Yep. No, he did not. This was produced by Bobby and DOA. Yes.
Variety.
It feels that way.
Variety, sis. There go your different kind of producer. Here you go, right here. College Girl.
It is, but it still sounds like a New Edition song to me.
You just will not separate my voice from that.
And don't play my face. But when I hear it, I just can hear Ralph singing this song.
You know what? I can hear that.
In fact,
I can hear it. I can hear it too.
It's a Tiffany album.
It sounds like a Ralph Tresvant song, if you want to be specific.
Yes. Now you're talking. Now I can hear it.
This song would have
album.
fit right. This song would have sounded great on Dan Ralph's album.
The debut.
It's a couple songs on the song that sound just like this song to me.
I Love You Just For You. That's where it takes me, production wise. I don't know why. It takes me there. It takes me there. So I can definitely hear it. I don't know. Y'all may not hear it, but
that's not a bad thing to me. But as he was trying to break away from that, this went right back into that.
Yeah.
Now it don't offend me because I love it. I love New Edition Down, I love Ralph Down, and all them other niggas. I love all them. And so, hey, this song is all right with me.
Well, this is this is how I really got to talk to Trina Broussard on the phone. So I was blasting "I'm Your Baby Tonight" album or whatever, and I put it on my Instagram, and Trina hit me in the DMs and was like, "Yo, here's my number. What's yours? I'm about to call you." I'm like, Trina Broussard about to call me? What? And she called me, and she was like, "Hey, JR, I see you playing, I'm Your Baby Tonight." And I'm like, I'm on the phone like, yo, this is really Trina Broussard, like calling my phone. Like, this is some crazy shit. So we talking or whatever, and then she's like, "Guess who I'm with right now?" And I'm like, "Who?" And I hear somebody come in, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Rasan?" And he was like, "How you doing?" I was like, "Oh my God, this was." I was like, "Oh shit, like this is Rasan Patterson and Trina Broussard like on my phone right now." So we talking or whatever, and she talked. She was telling me how she got with LA and Face, and that's how she started out, because she told us on our show when we talked to her. And then she said, "Yeah." So she was like, "I'm on the Bobby album." I said, I said, "Excuse me?" She was like, "Yes, I'm on the Bobby album." I'm like, "You are?" I was like, "I love this album." She was like, "Baby, did you look at the credits?" I said, "Yeah." She was like, "And you did not see me?" I was like, "No, I don't think so." She was like, "You have the album right now?" I said, "Yes." She was like, "Go look at it." Then I just picks it up, and I'm going down the line, because I'm thinking, oh, she on the hits, because I know she ain't. Then I go to College Girl, and I said, "You see background, Trina Broussard." I was like, "Oh," I was like, "You on it?" She was like, "Baby, I ain't gotta lie to you." I was like, "I'm sorry." And she was like, "She's on the next track too." But now when I listen to College Girl, I always think about her when she called me and we had that moment, and now me being cool with her and all of that. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm on College Girl," and that was a great session with Bobby. And she was telling how good the session was and how dope Bobby is. Like, she was like, "Bobby is dope. He cool people." Like, you know what I'm saying? So saying all that. So yeah, but that's my Trina Broussard story for College Girl. So yeah.
I have one issue with this song.
Of course you do.
One.
Of course you do.
The word that comes to mind is contradiction. I'm going to tell you why. You just got done telling us pretty little girl ain't going to get it. They ain't going to do it for you. Now you smashing on the College Girl. Pretty young girl, little girl, right? There's a lot of little girls in college. You know what I mean? So which one is it? I don't know. That's what I heard. I was kind of confused.
This is your one mic or Uchiwali. That's what it is?
Correct. Ding ding ding. So I'm kind of confused. Like, okay, where are we here? You want a woman.
Is it Black Girl Lost or Shorty owe you for ice? What is it?
You feel me?
Y'all,
make the science for me, guys. Make the science here. It's not science.
Did but you really? You had to bring that in. That was smooth. Right. Right. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
You said, I said, "Oh, was Bobby when this album came out?" I said, "Because whatever age you tell me will determine whether I like a certain song." And then he was like early 20s. I was like, oh, okay, I could rock with it there. Because he'd have been like 23, 24. And that's fine if you on a college girl. Because I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's okay. I like the song, though.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because this album came out in 92. So he was only 23. That's right. He was only 23.
So that's why I asked before I said anything. I was like, then I was like, oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. So we get Storm Away. This is it. I knew it.
Hold on, let me get my.
Now this one here gonna break my heart. This one here gonna break my heart.
I knew this was one. I knew it. I knew it.
I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this, sis, but go ahead. Oh God.
I do not like this song. Ooh. Because it's only one reason I don't like it. Right. I think the singing is god fucking awful on this song. To where I can't even listen to the beautiful production that you got and great lyrics that you got. I do not like his vocal on this song, not no parts of the song, but especially not the verses. I don't like it. I think it sounds bad.
God. I have different sentiments for this song. This song is actually on my fight depression playlist. Okay. So I bypass a lot of the singing that you spoke of because of the message.
Because it is lyrically, it is 1,000% sound. Yeah. The lyrics and the production is beautiful. I think
it showed
it sounds. I want to hear the instrumental, and I read the lyrics.
But it showed his humanitarian side. It showed he was in his Michael Jackson Heal the World bag almost. Like he was. That's why this album is just so golden to me, because it showed multiple sides of Bobby's artistry, man. Like he doesn't have any song like this, where he's connected with the world events and what's plaguing our culture and just society as a whole. Like it hit different for me. I don't
agree, but
I wasn't trying to get technical into the singing. It was what he was singing about that brought it home for me.
Yeah,
this ain't one of the ones like you gotta judge and I'm sorry. It's not. It's one of them ones where you just really gotta listen to it for what it is. If you're sitting and you're listening to it from a vocal standpoint, you might be a little disappointed. But if you actually get into the message and you get into the instrumentation and the musicality of it, it is a beautiful record, man. It really is, and that was enough for me. I don't know. It just definitely got me out of the trenches a lot of days.
Hey,
they are about that one.
I like the song a little bit more. If it gave you specifically,
it hit you. Yes.
It hit you and made you feel good and helped bring you out of a bad space.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I fucking love it for that.
He's pleading to God, man. Take the storm away, man. This is killing us. I'm drowning. We're drowning. Mankind, where's the humanity here, man? Children dying. I mean, we're dying.
I really wanted to like this song.
Yeah.
I wanted to like every song top to bottom because I do love Bobby. And when he's in his vocal pocket, I really like it. And it just felt all outside of it. And then it felt like he won't even singing good for what his good range normally is. Like, I don't know what was going on that day in the studio and why they kept it. Like, that's when we might should have ran that back in the studio. Might want to do a couple more takes.
I can respect
that. It's just giving talent show singing. And I'm talking about like middle school talent show singing.
Yeah, I can respect it.
But I do love the message. The lyrics, I think it's a very well written song. I don't know, maybe they arrange it better to more play to his voice. I don't know. It just don't do it for me. And I wanted to because I want to hear him on a song like that. But
Yeah, he got a version on the remix album that was a lot better and more true to him vocally. I think you'll probably appreciate that more.
Okay, I'll check it out. I can't remember. Like I've heard the remix album, but I don't remember. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's been a
more
long time.
acoustic, more live sounding.
Okay.
You'll like it. Definitely jazzy for sure.
hmm But I don't begrudge. I don't ever begrudge nobody for liking what they like and it touching them in a certain way.
Yeah.
Cause I got plenty of book. I got plenty of shit in my arsenal that I love that people be like, for real? You like it?
Right.
How you
I
do
Yeah.
with
like
J.
that too.
I remember one time when you said, you like that song?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't remember, but when she said it, I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
So
So
he
and that's what music is supposed to do.
give
It
different.
touched you, Will, and it touched you for a reason, and you have it on your depression playlist,
It got
and
me through
it
the
done
trenches,
brought you out
especially
of a
2023.
lot of things.
Yeah.
So that's what it was supposed to do. It touched you, and that's what music is supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I mean? And like Elise even said, lyrically, the song is very bold, but she's just not feeling it vocally. Lyrically, she's like, this is a lyrically is awesome. A writer like her, that's enough as it is.
Right.
Because Elise has killed a lot of songs on this show when it came to the writing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whoo, it'd be like, you'd be like, damn, maybe whoever the artist was, they may need to rewrite this record. You know what I'm saying? Like with her. But with her, she's like, this is lyrically great, but I'm just not feeling him vocally on it. Her lyric, and she's a lyric girl. So
I love the production on it. I really do. And that's what let me down about the song because I like every other element. But I'm not gonna play myself and pretend that I like something and I don't. I mean that something doesn't that sounds good to my ear when it
right.
doesn't. And when I do like songs with bad singing, oh, I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, I know the singing bad. So I'll admit it on
That
any
part.
song of any caliber of artist. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, they ain't had no honey that day in the studio. Like,
Mm. Yeah.
no
Too many cigarettes that day,
oxygen.
huh?
Yeah, no oxygen, no fresh water.
Much chain smoking. Hey man, let me bum one off.
Just
Oh my God.
chain smoking Paul Miles. You know what
To
I'm
the
saying?
door. To the door. To the door. For real.
I had a couple, 2, 3 drinks. I'm an alcoholic now.
Yeah. To the door. Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me, bro?
You on my spot, Flash? No,
Oh God, y'all.
You can't get. Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, my bad. No, I do respect the sis. I do. Actually after this show, I'm gonna go back and listen to it. Because I was paying attention to too many other elements.
Mhm.
So I kind of skipped past the vocal performance. But you being true to R&B, and really representing like you have, I can get why you didn't like that record, But
Yeah.
definitely
And
respect
hey,
it.
I am somebody, but I ain't nobody. I'm just another fan
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
shit.
Right. Lord. All right. So we at the last record. I'm your friend. You know everybody had to have their gospel record at the end. Everybody had to do it. During this time, everybody did it.
Yeah.
Let me drink some water before we talk about this dry ass song so I can get my
Oh
throat
God,
clear.
Lord Jesus.
Can I be honest though, sis? I kind of feel like you. I kind of feel like you with this song, so I'm not too surprised. When I heard it, it was like, damn, okay, this the end already. All right, he could have picked a stronger one to demonstrate his, his godly side or friendly side or whatever. I don't know. It was one of those where it's just like, again, he got away scot-free vocally. You got Deborah Winans, that's really doing the heavy lifting in the backgrounds too. He really didn't have to do much except, play his part and zip the bag after. It was a very lackluster ending to an album. But like JR say, everybody got to have that gospel song at the end to demonstrate their love for God and their relationship with God and all that, So I get it. It was a good play, but it's just like.
But why my issue with it is it is the fact that it's a gospel song. But they should have made it a gospel song. That's this music at the non-denominational church
And that's what Bobby knew that
with no choir
that's him
stand,
as
just the stage. It's
that,
them.
and
It's
that's
five mics.
why Bobby, and that's why he did it. That's why exactly he did it. He knew, again, with an album like this, he couldn't put no real Baptist church singing type of joint on this. Even though we would have loved it and would have been probably better, but with this album, it wouldn't have worked.
Or if they were going to do this song as it exists, sped up, I could respect it.
I can say it can be an interlude and be out.
Upbeat with one of them petty New Jack beats, and that'd have been cool. And then you would have ended it. Everybody want to end with inspirational, but it still would have sounded like him. Something he would do.
I'm being honest.
Don't make Bobby adjust. You make Jump Wine is coming. It's Bobby's record, not you her time, and kind of adjust to a faster tempo. Them Wine and Sing Down, they know how to change for the song.
Right. I agree.
They've been doing that their whole lives.
Yeah,
on a professional level. So she'd have been fine. Keep the lyrics. I mean, the lyrics are fine.
I agree.
Speed it up. Go a little like a lighter New Jack beat, so it still sounds authentic. But I think either way, I just don't buy it. I don't believe it. I don't. Maybe that's just above all. I don't believe him.
Right. He didn't sing it with conviction. I think he needed more firepower from the Winans. Maybe bring CC, BB.
Well, they were on background,
even the Winan brothers. Yeah, like really bring the whole family to give it more umph. It should have been a stronger ending, and it wasn't.
True.
You know,
True.
It was very flat. I understood what it was for, but it was one of those. It was kind of like a letdown almost.
Yeah.
It's a boring song.
Boring. Yeah, boring.
We love you, Bobby. I'm sorry. But
no, we love you, Jesus. We knew what you were doing, but no. Sorry.
You just needed your hand on Bobby just a little bit longer, Father God.
Right. Or if he was gonna do that, he could have ended like you see how he ended Don't Be Cruel. He ended it with a dang right. He could have did that, maybe ended it with Humping Around or something, or Get Away or something.
Yeah.
He could have ended with that. Like you said, it ended on a boring note.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem. But again, when you're being an artist and Bobby was in control, you gonna mess up. Some things ain't gonna work. Some things are. You know what I mean? So he felt like it. And then the Winans is down with Whitney, so
yes.
Bring your family in. You know what I mean? So
but yeah, I don't believe
man, listen, this album got range, y'all. You know, you got a little elements of reggae dance hall, you got pop, you got hip hop, you got New Jack, you got funk. I mean, you got gospel. Dude just pretty much hit a bunch of places.
Like we said, it was the fact that Don't Be Cruel was the entertainer. This album was Bobby as an artist. He was an artist on this one. And yeah, he made some artistic mistakes on it, but again, it was Bobby being an artist, and then it just a lot of things got in the way for this album not to win. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it was so many things that happened for this album, which is, even though again, 3 million is not bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not bad, but coming from what you came from, it was a complete drop. You know what I mean? And then again, we talked about this in the beginning of the show. It just came out a year too late. It was just too late. Definitely. It was just too late. It couldn't compete with the sounds of what was new and hot. And like we were saying, black music, and when you got Mary and SWV up there killing the charts, and then you got New Jack, which is not it anymore. It's kind of like, it was like, Bobby, you kind of old news.
Right. You got Tony, you got Tevin, you got all them people just banging at that time, bro. Just Just
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
impossible.
like Dart said about New Edition. It was the wrong damn year.
Yep. Yep.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
But if you get this album, you're gonna get a understanding of who Bobby Brown is as an artist, as a human being, as a man, as a husband, as a lover, as a friend, and everything else. You really got to learn about Bobby Robert Beresford Brown on this album, and not just Bobby Brown.
Yes,
That's why I love it.
I agree.
Well
Totally.
said.
Totally
Well
agree. No
said.
notes.
Well said. You don't go nowhere from that. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Hit the bag.
we have now arrived at my favorite part of the show,
Yes.
and that is the word. Today's gonna be song, word song association. And we've been talking about what 92 sounded like. And so I'm gonna give you some songs from 1992 and just the first thought, song, or memory that pops in your head
Okay,
when you hear that song.
let's get it.
And since we ended the Bobby album with I'm Your Friend, we'll start off with TLC, What About Your Friends?
Just funky, man. Just funky. Dallas Austin did that, correct? And he produced that down. I mean, it was very hip. It was just something like you never heard before, really. Especially
Wait,
coming
what
out
about
of
your
Atlanta.
friends?
Yeah.
No,
I think
Babyface
that-
did that.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it was very current. It was very hip. It was fun. Um,
You
I don't
see who
know.
got what about your friends though, and Bobby
It-
got good enough. But okay.
Right. See?
It
See?
was youthful.
Right then.
It was definitely youthful. It was, lighthearted, but it also had a good message.
I mean, he gonna get a message to the person on his label, isn't it?
Wait a minute. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Will. Dallas did this. Babyface and them did baby.
Baby.
Right.
Mhm.
Mind you, they got that, and he got good enough. But anyway.
It was lighthearted with a good message, like, what about your friends, like, are they going to be around? And, but they did it over a very fun, hip track,
Right.
just R&B with a hip hop flair. That's really what it was.
But it still felt a little New Jacky.
Yeah.
A little bit. But it was
kind of getting out of that. Yeah.
That's what I say. But you could hear it leaving it. It gave you something familiar. I'm sorry. But it was more leaning to hip hop. But you still had the DNA of the New Jack sound in it, but it was like kind of an updated way to do it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. We gonna go hard on Babyface. Love should have brought you home last night from Miss Toni Braxton.
Grown woman. Listen, confrontational. Look, setting her dude straight. You out there fucking around. I don't know what you're doing, but love should have brought you home. If you banging for me like you say, you really love me like you say, you'll be home and be definitely home at a good time, and you'll respect me, in a relationship. Really a woman putting her foot down.
A song.
Yeah. Yeah. And taking back her power too. Like, hold up, you ain't just gonna be trying me any kind of way. Like, you got the wrong idea of love, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna be sincere.
I still can't believe that was really supposed to be Anita Baker record, from what I read.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear her on that one. I'm sorry.
She couldn't either because she said give it to the girl that sang the demo. Isn't it?
Right.
And God bless her for giving it to her, because man, that was the right fit.
Anita's smart. She know what sound good for her. why everything she's put out
Sound like her.
It sounds like her, and it sounds amazing. She ain't got too many bad songs running around out here.
Yeah,
No.
give it to a young, hungry, determined Toni Braxton.
She knows what works for her, and that's why she was successful. She know what worked for her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You me. All right. How about In Vogue, giving him something he can feel.
Dang, man. Ooh, JR gonna look at me really, really, really disappointed. I wasn't crazy about In Vogue, y'all. I don't know why.
This is some bullshit. Like, for real, for real. Like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on in this episode. I really don't fucking know what's going on with this episode.
I'm not saying they were bad to me or anything.
No, we not. Come on, you know I'm playing. You know, we had this discussion already.
They didn't do it. They didn't do it for me, and I like the original version better. But however,
we all do.
One word to describe it is very sensual. It's a very
I don't like that song.
Record. Yeah, I mean, but if I can give it one word, sensual. Definitely.
That video. I don't like that song. See, I don't just pick songs I like to do the word association. I'm not a fan.
Okay, y'all have okay. So you don't like it, and I don't like it, but JR's like, man, it's a bullshit.
No, I just don't like the song, period. I don't like
She don't even like Aretha's version at all.
What?
No.
It's one of my least favorite, like Aretha big songs. Yeah.
JR, where your cup at? Oh, no. Hell no.
Don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean I hate it. I just don't. It's just not mine. And oh my God, in the year of our Lord 1992, they played that song to motherfucking death.
That's why it was a big record in 1992.
Label pushed it for sure.
That got played, especially the video, because I mean, now I used to love it to watch for the video because I just think they look so gorgeous, and they just being gorgeous. And it's just like the imaging on the video. I mean, and they sound great. They ain't never sounded bad. It has nothing to do with it. It's like a connection to the song. And I'm probably holding against it because I don't like the Aretha song. So it's just like it's nowhere to go from there for me. But no, I used to love to watch the video because they just look so cool and pretty.
A lot of elegance.
Yeah, so elegant but still with a little spiciness. I like it.
Seemed like a lot
of these I love In Vogue, so I would tolerate the song just to watch them because I was such a huge fan of them.
Right.
It seemed like a lot of videos sold the songs more so than the songs.
Hell yeah, video killed the radio star. Yeah, video saved a whole lot of careers.
Did it not?
And then TikTok killed both of them, buried it together.
Especially as time went on, it became even more. But even then, it was a lot of videos saving some bad or mid, kind of songs you feel nothing about songs.
I just wish it would have saved Aaron Hall, I Miss You. Because what the hell was going on with that video? It had nothing to do with the song whatsoever. But we ain't going to get into that.
That shit was so stupid.
Yeah, it scared the hell out of you.
And it was dark. Like, what are you doing? It was too much cocaine on that shit.
Oh, Lord. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
That's funny and correct.
And right.
I'm a youngin' at the time, a jit looking at this. I was terrified. I was mortified.
Yeah, me too.
I had nightmares. I was living with my Aunt Carol at the time. I remember running to I had dreams, nightmares about this motherfucking video.
Yeah, that video was fun.
What the fuck going on? So it was horrific.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Let's go with I have a song now. I want to change it. Sade, No Ordinary Love.
Oh man. Oh God. That whole Love Deluxe album was very eccentric. Oh Mm. What word is there's too many words to describe that one. You know, but just very eccentric, very passionate, just very just soothing, sultry, just I don't know, guys. It was just it has me in a different space. Every time I hear it, I have to close my eyes. I told y'all last episode. I just one of those you gotta close your eyes and just
As long as you ain't in the car.
as long as I ain't behind that damn wheel. Boy,
Right.
Not the last show. I was like, no, you can't do that on the car, baby.
no, cannot. I gotta be home. I gotta be home listening to that record and that whole Love Deluxe album. I can't do it. Can't do it. I just
Yeah. All right.
Poetic. Very poetic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. In last and certainly not least, I forgot what song that I was going to do next. I lost it. I had a whole list.
Take your time.
Right Here by SWV. I had it the whole time. I just was being extra. Sorry, brother.
That song, shoot, man. I mean, who don't love that record, really? You know, S double U got a young Pharrell singing that. The beat brought back Human Nature. You know, another Tyler Thriller. I mean, I don't know. It just couldn't lose, man. You couldn't lose with Coco on the lead. She glided on that. I'm trying to think of the word, y'all. I don't know. Just bouncy, groovy. You know, that's the best way I can describe it, y'all, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. That's fine. Why are you so quiet, JR?
I could have swore there was more songs that came out in '92. What year
Jay I
came out?
I just do five.
Okay,
five.
But okay. I'm gonna read something to appease Will the Wave.
92 was a busy year for her.
Jade, Don't Walk Away, Shy, If I Ever Fall in Love. Bunch of soundtracks. You have Mo Money soundtrack, Boomerang soundtrack, Bodyguard soundtrack. You had High Five, when she's playing Hard to Get. You had Glenn Jones, Here I Go Again. Like we said before, Love Deluxe with Sade. We had CeCe Peniston finally. We had like JR mentioned earlier, you had Shabba Ranks, so you had that whole dance hall kind of situation. Remember that's when him and Johnny Gill had the song Slow and Sexy.
Oh yes.
You know that song, Will?
No, I don't know, but I don't know.
Shabba Ranks and Johnny Gill. You should listen to it.
I definitely will. 92 was a loaded year, y'all. Very
you had, like JR mentioned earlier, you had Murder She Wrote. You had Rochelle Farrell had an album out. Who else? Like we said before, In Vogue.
92 was
Freddie motherfucking Jackson had I Could Use a Little Love Right.
That's my shit.
Come on.
Yes. Come on.
Can I say this, guys?
Let the water, not if it's bad about Freddie Jackson. I can't take it.
No, I would never. I would never bash Freddie. Never. But I want to go back to the Ralph Tresvant, right?
Yes.
I feel like he should have dropped an album right after Mo Money soundtrack. I felt like that would have been a better time, a better outcome for him. Because he was on fire. Okay, he did House Party 2 soundtrack. Yo Baby Yo killed it. Mo Money Came by Love, fire.
Right.
I just feel like he would have fared a lot better, at least with Go.
And
if he would have had Terry and Jimmy doing the whole thing.
They did.
No, his whole second one, like his whole one, and they did it.
Oh, yes, because that came out in '94, didn't it?
Way too late.
Yeah, I don't think. To be honest with you,
he was still doing his thing.
Let me tell you, I don't think Ralph would have done any more than what he did. Ralph is not a solo artist to me. He is a lead singer of a group. Period. That's when he shines the most.
I just feel like he didn't do a second album right.
I don't feel like the first album was the best that we were gonna get from him. Period.
And I don't think it would have. I'm with you. I think no matter how great the music was, that it wasn't going to matter in the.
Nope. Even in you saying he came out,
and Bobby could shake the New Edition thing with Ralph. Even if with good music, they still. I don't know. In people's brains, they didn't want to look at him in a certain way. I think.
No, they didn't.
It would have did a lot better than what he did in '94, though. It would have did a lot better than that. That was.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
He might have did better than that, but I don't think it would have. It wouldn't have surpassed the first.
I think he would have even. I just think '94 was a whole different. Again, we just talked about it with Bobby. If he would have came out in '90, what you said after Mo Money, that would have been '93 then. So,
or right along with that, really.
So you say he should have came out in '92,
right?
But then he would have had to compete with everybody else.
I mean, he had to compete with his first one in 1990. He was the last one to drop.
But that's fine. That's true. But he had Jam and Lewis with Sensitivity. That is Ralph. That's him. What I gotta do. It's Ralph.
Everything he did with Terry and Jimmy was
Ralph.
Him.
That's if he would have came out in '92, at '92, first of all, they were spread thin too.
Real
so
thin,
they would So what Ralph would have gotten?
The throwaways. Nah, play. Okay, we stop.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. Like
you ain't loud.
Then they had to change the sound with Janet.
Yeah, they were all. Yeah, they really
because we would have got a lot of what her album was. We would have got a lot of Because of Love if Brian and them did not change that sound, and they wouldn't have never gave us That's the Way Love Goes. Janet would have never got that shit, and we would have got damn near Rhythm Nation again.
Yeah, definitely.
And no, I just think Ralph did what he did with the first album. It did what it did, and that's why again he needed New Edition again too.
I mean, I can't argue that. That's definitely. I mean, he definitely needed NE regardless. But it's just...
Right.
And you know what? That's something that's hard. But every single artist that ever came from a group, there's a period of time where people won't separate you from that, even though you're far removed from it mentally, probably. So you have that. Then you're used to having 4 or 5 people behind you, having your back, that are staying and help you pick up the slack. And, you have that support team, and then you don't have them no more. So the live shows, in a lot of times for people in groups, now Bobby ain't had this problem about performing, but just other artists in that beginning, when they on stage, they awkward, they're weird. even I ain't gonna say her name, our biggest fan right now. When she first came out that group, she was nervous. She has even said it to where she looking and like, dang, my girls ain't there. So
And
it's an
that's
emotional
yeah,
spirit. It's an emotional thing. It's a spiritual thing coming out that group into solo world. It's a
yeah.
different animal,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Agreed. Agreed.
So, but yeah,
Agreed. Yeah.
for
Agreed.
everyone. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. And one more thing, and then with New Edition, they was in a group for a long time. You know, you have some
Right.
groups they put out an album or two, and then people start breaking on.
Mm-hmm.
But the other members, like, they were in the group for a good little minute. So it wasn't.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that was like their identity. Is it fair? Does it suck for somebody who wants to try to figure out something else? Yes, but it just is what it is.
Right.
It's just the reality.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed. Agreed.
No,
Yeah. So, Mr. Will, Mr. Wave, how about you tell folks how they can find you on these internet streets if you would like people to find you in your various
I love to be
things and stuff.
found. Yeah. Instagram is pretty much the same as Twitter. It's W1LL underscore THE_wave on both Twitter and Instagram. Those are really my only two handles that I'm on.
Okay.
I bangs on Twitter. I'm sorry, X. You can ask JR. I'm very, very active on both accounts.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Music, sports, everything. You name it, you know. I covers it all. So,
Nice.
Oh, y'all.
all. And you get some laughs too, you know.
Yeah.
I'm lit.
He's a fool. A nut, y'all. A nut.
My wave riders know.
And if you got a nut, that's a nut. Days a showed up nut for real.
Oh,
These people all watch this show. They know. They know we ain't
I
rap
be
too fast.
fine on Twitter. I just
Yeah, you actually do be fine on Twitter. You didn't used to be though.
I don't know what you talk about, man. I used to be perfectly fine on Twitter.
Oh no.
Well, I give fever on Twitter. I ain't what to do by any
Y'all
of that.
nice now, but he used to be a beast.
I am a nice person, so I don't know what you're talking
And me, all I post is spiritual posts and words of encouragement and
about.
get it out.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't post none of those things.
your guitar abilities, all that.
Actually, back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But we thank you, Will, for joining us again.
Yes.
JR wanted to talk about this album so much.
Yes,
and I love
did.
So much. So I'm
Yes.
glad that we were able to talk about another indie affiliate.
Yes,
And my boys, I'll talk shit, but I also 10 toes down. But I only talk shit about, like in an objective way. Well,
right.
sometimes.
Right.
I love them all. I really do.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, we appreciate everybody that tuned in. We just make sure you like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, 1 or 2 or 12, tell an enemy, tell a casual acquaintance, tell someone in the grocery store. We almost to 1,000, and we wanna do that.
Yes.
Then we'll be able to do some different things.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I can start that shit. But this is so unhinged. But that's why you're here.
Yes.
But yeah, do all those things, and we will most definitely catch y'all on the next Catch That.
One more thing. One more thing. You ain't gotta tell a hater. Somebody gonna tell them anyway, because we lit like that. Baby! No.
That was bad. We apologize for that. Peace.
Peace.